Oh, yes. It's time to talk. Late night boxing talks. Oh, yeah. Are you ready to talk to me? Talk to you. I ain't used the intro music because the thing has the same intro music. And after like 5 minutes, you get tired of hearing that shit. You know what I mean? But yes, there was some big signings announced today. And I'm still going to go through them one by one. You know what the logic was in each fighter that they signed, what we can expect from the signing. But it's good, man. It's good because that means that that's a big time promotional outfit that has money behind them, that is picking up some girls, and they got a plan for them. That's good. You know, a lot of people been saying that Matchroom is not as invested in the women as they used to be. That's what I see a lot of people saying that, even if I don't necessarily agree with it, but you know, you got to admit that yeah, MVP doing big things. You know, they don't got it all on just a couple of girls. Now you got Amanda, you got Alicia, you got Jadeja, you got Dina, you got Naomi, you got Nat Dove, that new girl. You got Ramla Ali, Tam Thibault. You got a lot of girls over there. You know, they building a stable over there. And that's what's up. It's what's up. Virtuoso, what it do? Mr. 12, what it do? Martin Ramos, what it do? Ralph, what it do? Gooch, what it do? Filipino Eagle, what it do? Always sleeping, what it do? Jonah, what it do? You know, so they got a good thing going over there. It's a good thing, you know. And I already did a video on Dina. I did a video on Naomi. The next one's going to be about Ramla and the new girl, the 4-0 fighter that fights at a super flyweight. I'm actually not familiar with her, which is why I'm saving her for last. I got to look up her fights. I got to see what she has, what she brings to the table. I already know the state at the weight at super flyweight. I already know who got all the belts. I go through them all the time. But yeah, it's good, man. And if anything, you know, we got to see how Matchroom responds to that because y'all basically let Alicia go over there, you know, and I guess y'all wasn't going to sign Ramla again, right? Because I think her last fight was in what, June? And, you know, we didn't hear from her after that. So I guess that after that, when she lost that fight, they must have cut her loose. So we got to see who they pick up, and it's a lot of girls they could pick up. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of girls that they could pick up, but now you got to sort of refine your methods. That you don't just sign any girl. You got to sign a girl that stands a chance of selling some tickets. I could think of a young Mexican fighter that Xantha Promotions has. She's young. She's only like 17 years old, but she's a good fighter, good dimensions that she's tall for her division, so you could see her moving up the ranks. She's like a smaller version of Gabby Fundora, right? She's a smaller version of her though. And it's like I could see a fighter like that being somebody that you turn into a draw because that's what the assignment is now. That you done did this for a couple of years, so you know what you're doing. You done promoted Katie, Chantel, Savannah for a little while. You had other fighters. You still got them. Ellie Scottney, you know. You still got Rhiannon Dixon. You still got Terry Harper, you know. You still got some girls over there. But now it really is about refining your methods so that you could turn a girl from Mexico into a draw in America. Another girl from the UK also, you know. You got to look at who them Olympians is going to be in the next Olympics because now what it's about is refining your methods to shell out some bona fide ticket sellers. And there are ways to do that. You know, it just you got to look at what fighters you're going to sign, what divisions they're in. We got to see how Matchroom responds to this because yeah, MVP doing things, man. They doing things. And all them girls is going to have the advantage of being attached to Amanda, who's doing big things, of being attached to Jake Paul, who's doing big things, and exposure to more than just boxing fans. Because the boxing audience, especially in America, it's not that big. So you got to go outside of that to see if you could get some money. And with Jake, you could do that because the people that follow him, well, it's not just boxing people. It's different people, it's different demos. So that's an advantage, you know? That's an advantage. Yeah, he on that, but that's because he mad that he feel like Turkey took the Canelo fight from him. I don't expect him to be happy about that, to be real with you. I don't expect him to be happy about that. But that's just an occupational hazard. You see what I mean? That I don't expect you gonna be happy about that. So now let's get into it. We gonna open up the chitty chat to the panel. Jermall Charlo is coming back, which I talked about in the video I just uploaded. I don't got a lot to add to that, you know. You people not really respecting you right now, cause you talked all that shit, and when Canelo was there, you didn't perform. You just tried not to get knocked out for 36 minutes. That's really all you did, was try not to get knocked out. So motherfuckers really not respecting him right now. But he back. I don't know who's supposed to care, but do you care, country, that Jermall is back?
Hell no, man. He made himself look so bad, and I mean, there's no interest in him anymore. I mean,
Ignacio, are you excited that Jermall Charlo is back?
No, sir. That dude got his payday. Looked like a sucker in that fight. And to be honest, who's he going to legitimately beat in that division that would make you believe he's still elite?
Yo
He's
lo
not going to
dije.
beat Bakram. He's not going to beat
Yo lo dije
Virgil.
que to get your respect, you gotta fight Bakram. To get yeah, like if you're not gonna fight, because you need to fight somebody that shows you got something. And well, that's Bakram. He the bogeyman at that weight. So go fight him. Get your red belt back. I don't think he gonna do that, by the way. I don't think he gonna do that.
no,
But that's what he need to do.
He ain't going near Bakram. Bakram will destroy his ass. For real.
Yeah, but we can't even act crazy with Bakram. Like, I'm not gonna jump off a cliff with Bakram, because that's kind of what people did with Zhang, right? That's kind of what people did with Bacoli. And that's kind of what people did with Joe Joyce before that. That look, you got a great win. It ain't even that. But let's not get crazy, you know? Let's not everybody jumped off a cliff with Zhang when he knocked out Joe Joyce. Then, you know, with Martin Bacoli, everybody jumped off a cliff with him because he knocked out Jared Anderson. Bakram, you knocked out Tszyu. That's a good win. I'm not saying that it's not, but let's not get crazy. Because I need to see you with Sergey Bohachuk. I need to see you with Israel Madrimov. I need to see you with Virgil Ortiz. Like, you got a good win. That's a good win. But this is a deep, deep division. And I don't know if you beat those guys. I literally do. I ain't gonna say you don't. I'm saying I literally don't know.
Jules, do you think that Charlo fights any of those guys you mentioned?
The shit is, if you not gonna fight them, Ignacio, how the fuck you gonna get paid?
Yeah, that's true.
How you gonna? There's no easy shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that division is deep, bro. There's no. The only
Uh,
thing. Wait, the only thing I'll say is Bud bought to leave. Since Bud bought to leave, the BA gonna be vacant. But okay, you still gotta fight people.
Jules, I already know what's gonna happen. Watch, they're gonna make a fight between him and fucking Thurman.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You really think Keith Thurman gonna fight him for peanuts? What does Thurman came back because Brock Jarvis ain't shit.
That's true.
That's like, don't get it twisted that he only fought that dude because that dude sucks. So yeah, you gonna go down there for a dude that sucks. Now I don't think Jermall. I don't know, but I know that he better than Brock Jarvis. Yeah, better
Yeah,
than Brock Jarvis.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Yo, why
Yeah,
you moaning like he not better than Brock Jarvis, Leo?
No. I understand, but I think what you're gonna see is Danny Garcia versus Alexander Lara situation, where there's a lot of angling between those two. Like Keith Thurman he ain't shit, and Jermall Charlo got beat and he sat on the couch for like, I don't know, it's gonna be 2 years. So they're gonna try to pick each other apart, and someone's gonna get knocked the fuck out. It's probably gonna be Keith.
Yeah, but Keith that's the thing that, like, when people, like, I thought about it because I mentioned it in the video I did. They're like, Keith gonna fight Charlo that's a lot bigger than him. Nah, I don't really believe that. I don't. If you getting uneasy about a Tszyu fight after the ass whooping that he got. If you getting uneasy about that, what you gonna take Charlo?
Jules, but let me just paint this scenario really quick. We're talking about a dude who hasn't fought in like a year and a half. He probably put on weight. He was probably fucking partying. So if I'm Thurman, I'm looking at him like, yeah, I'm not facing a sharp Charlo.
My dude, but Thurman, be real. Thurman is not a big guy at all. You know that. He's not
No,
a
he's
big
not.
guy. He's like 5'7". Maybe he rehydrates to 160 something in between five. Maybe a little heavier than that. Maybe. I don't know. But he's
I
not
say he was
big,
about 170 against Jarvis.
but he's not a big guy though. You see what I mean? That like, okay, so the night of you a $170. What you think Charlo gonna be?
But who does he fight for real money?
That's the shit. That this look, Ortiz versus Thurman, for example. Yeah, you could sell that, but you're gonna get your ass whooped. Like, you know that though. Like, bro, Virgil is gonna fuck you up, dog. You could get money, but he will fuck you up. You see what I mean? And I like, if I gotta compare these fights in terms of brackets, what fight gets him the most money based on the names that he gave, right? Ryan gets him the most money. Ryan. He mentioned Ryan. Yeah, that's the one that would get you the most money. But why the fuck would Ryan fight you, bro? For what? And if Ryan wins his next fight, he's supposed to be fighting Devin anyway. If Jose beats him, well, he could go fucking fight Jose and make more money than he'd make fighting you. Because it's not an opportunity for him. It's an opportunity for you. Then I thought about Ortiz. Like, yeah, you could probably get money fighting Ortiz, but he gonna put you in a hospital. He is. He's gonna fucking roll over you, bro, like a steamroller. You don't want that big ass, strong ass kid fucking your ass up.
No, he don't want that smoke.
Julius, but I think you just said it. Who is the most washed up fighter in that division?
Spence.
No, but I'm talking about the guy that is planning on coming back because Spence. That guy is retired.
Jermall.
Jermall, yeah. Because
you really think he would fight Jermall? Take a vote on it. Gooch, you think he would fight Jermall?
Nope.
No.
Leo?
Yeah, because who else is... It's about the money. Yeah, I think it's about the money. But Kid is looking for a guy that's washed up.
Well, he's looking for someone that can make him some money with the least risk.
Yeah, but what's riskier, Gooch? Tszyu or Jermall?
I think Jermell's riskier.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That he's looking for alternative to a Tszyu fight. That's what all of this is. So if it's about money versus risk, well, the Charlo fight is riskier, and I think it's for less money. Because be real, who gonna buy that? Who gonna buy that? $80 for Thurman in his mid-30s with an even higher hairline versus Jermall, whose stock is super way down.
And he's in his mid-30s and probably coming off a close to 2-year layoff by the time they would fight.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about this for another 2-3 years.
I'm saying, bro, like, but you know, that's what he said, and I thought it was interesting. I did a video segment on it. I thought it was interesting, but I'm like, I don't view the Charlo fight as being safer than the Tszyu fight. I don't. Like, nah, I don't know about that. Charlo lost, but he ain't get beat the fuck up like Tim got beat the fuck up. Tim got fucked up. So
Yeah, he did.
got fucked up. So
You know what?
True, but Jules, though, the thing is, a guy like Charlo, who was supremely confident going into the fight against Canelo, having for him to go out the way he did, there's no way that he's got to be ultra confident right now coming back.
No,
there's no way.
No, espera, pero él no va a estar, he's not going to be confident peleando un viejo in Keith Thurman.
But he's old too, Jules.
But he's not.
Charlo's not a spring chicken.
No,
he's fucking 35.
No. 34-35 versus 36-37. Y un ñañito, manín. Thurman is 5'7", bro. He's not big at all. Like, nah, he's not. Not for junior middle. The Charlos is damn near 6 feet tall, ain't
And
they?
look at the last few fights that Thurman's had. They're nobodies.
Yeah, they could fucking Brock Jarvis and what was it? 3
Mario
years before
Barrios.
Mario. Yeah, come on, dog. And he didn't even knock him out, neither.
What a
Come
stellar
on,
record
dog.
that
Like,
is.
come on, dog. So all you did in the last 3 years was Brock Jarvis and Mario Barrio. Yeah, come on, dog. I'm not saying Charlo still got it, Ignacio, but I'm saying that I think he got enough to beat Keith. Oh yeah, he could beat Keith.
Yeah,
That's-
his undisputed fights were great.
Yeah, he could beat Keith. Well, he's not gonna be confident that he could beat Keith. Like, I gotta bite my nails over this Thurman fight. I might be in trouble.
No, I mean, I can see your viewpoint, but at the same time, Russ doesn't sleep either, Jules. Having sat on your ass for almost 2 years,
That's
not
true.
really doing nothing, you know. That's all I'm saying. And we're
He
talking
did a
about a
montage,
35.
no, but look, he did do a good montage video. Like, you seen the action video? He's hitting back real hard and shit, and his like captions and shit.
Oh,
He did like a Rocky montage
that,
shit. Yo.
that
He's
should
going
look like
crazy.
a Predator fucking 80s action fucking trailer.
Yeah, it looked like an old karate movie. The angles and shit, like the angles and shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what he coming back for because people don't fuck with him. Like, he was always the Charlo, and there was a time I thought it was unfair, by the way, that I always felt he deserves more praise than his brother, than Maul. But it's like they never really fucked with you like that. So why you coming back? 154 is deeper now than it was when you left.
The only reason Jules has to be he blew all that fucking dough. Why
Como
else?
Fucking imbécil.
Yeah,
Un
why
imbécil.
else would he be coming back?
No,
If
verdad.
you get a 10 mil, I mean, yeah, I heard he got somewhere close to 10. If he got 10 and blew that shit, he's a fucking idiot.
Like, these dudes is morons. You ain't heard about Adrian Broner, the dice game? It's like,
Oh
you could-
yeah,
bro, you could give Broner, any one of these dudes, Broner, Charlo, these are kind of cats. You could give them 15 mil. In 2 years, that whole shit is gone. Yo, all right, all right, what? Motherfucker want to do all the goddamn sound effects as soon as I let him on.
What
Yeah,
the hell was
sort
that?
This motherfucker's loading a motherfucking 50 cal or something, bro. It's like it's like, what the fuck you doing, bro? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
funny.
But you could give them dudes money. Like, they had money. Broner had money. There was a time he was making money, and what you think a stupid motherfucker like that gonna do? He gonna blow it on dumb shit.
You remember when he was flushing the 20s down the toilet like a dumbass?
Yeah, like them.
He wishes he had
Esos
those now.
people, por más dinero que tú le das, they're not gonna do nothing with it, bro. Ellos van a comprar cadena y carro y vaina y mujer y it's stupid shit, bro. Like,
y vino y coca.
yeah, like now he's setting up NBA players in dice games. Like, yo, you really loading? You a 80s ass motherfucker. You really using loaded dice? Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
That reminds me of the the World Series of Dice
Hey, that
skit
video
from
listening to
Chappelle.
him-
Ashy Larry, bro.
That video
Larry.
listening to him trying to
First of
explain
all,
himself to the judge
is
was
my mic okay?
hilarious, man.
Your mic is too fucking loud, so I'm gonna come up with a rule that if your mic is louder than mine, I'm kicking you the fuck out.
That video of Broner trying to
Is that
explain
any
himself
better?
to the judge.
Sorry.
It's
was
beta.
hilarious.
It is beta. It is beta, Kiwi. I like it.
Oh,
Now-
all right, I wasn't intentional. Sorry.
No, it's
if
not
Jermall
your
Charlo-
fault. No, it's not your fault, bro. I'm wrapped too tight. My
Alright.
blood pressure is so high.
Well,
and yeah,
if Jermall
man.
Charlo-
Like,
Oh,
go ahead, Charlo. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if Jermall Charlo does come back, it means that he's got a chance to be one of the best fighters of this era because he did become undisputed, and the division is super stacked. So if he's actually serious about coming back, I mean, we have to give him credit. He's much better than his brother, and
give
he's
credit
not
for
like
that.
Adrian Broner, which everything you guys have said is.
No, I mean, I give him credit for
accurate as
that,
he
but
can
you
be.
gotta ask yourself. Look, Sebastian has 2 belts, right? But Sebastian looked like he about to fight Xander. That's what that's looking like. At least that's what they're saying. I don't even know that I can believe that. Like, do you guys believe Sebastian's gonna fight Xander? That's the other question I had. Do y'all think that's gonna happen?
Nope.
Samson.
I think
Go ahead.
the PBC is gonna figure out a way to be like, you know what? let's give Fundora this fight instead and just cough up the belt. Because I don't think they're gonna want to do business with Top Rank. I just don't see it.
I mean, I could see that in the sense that it's not like the World Boxing Council ordered the Virgil Ortiz fight. They didn't. Ellos no le están poniendo presión a él to satisfy no mandatory. So con eso, he could go fight Charlo, drop the brown one, go fight Charlo, probably get beat, and then Ortiz Charlo in Texas.
Maybe.
I mean, that would make sense, Jules. But like you said, that 35-year-old man is running into a 27-year-old dude in his prime who's ready to whoop his ass. So
he is, pero también ponlo tú. We're talking about a Charlo that would have already had a fight. If we're looking into the future and thinking about Charlo versus Ortiz, we must be thinking about a Charlo that already won. He won the belt, so there's no ring rust. He already had his tune-up. And stylistically, it's the Castaño fight all over again. It's a pressure guy because Virgil is a pressure guy.
I think his pressure is a little different, especially considering that Castaño was a little more squat and compact. I think Virgil's a little taller and longer.
He is a little taller. I'll give him that. And I think that Virgil's hooks are tighter because Castaño was good. I'm not trying to shit on him, but he would swing really wide. Whereas Virgil's shit is tight. It's really tight. It's real tight. Tight hooks, tight uppercuts, really tight. But still, stylistically, it's the same fight. He ain't in unfamiliar territory. Who is that? Crystal? What the fuck does that shit say? Crypto Band. Who's Crypto Band?
Crypto Bori.
We just don't know.
Crypto Bori, papá.
Crypto Bori. El Bori. Huepa.
Sí.
El Crypto Bori.
Claro.
Ya tú sabes. Okay. Pues, I would say that stylistically that's the same fight. So I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be a little. If it's Sebastian Fundora versus Virgil Ortiz, I have Virgil 100%. I think 100% he knocks out Sebastian Fundora. But if we're talking about a Charlo that had a chance to fight, he had a fight, and he won it because that's what we imagining. Yeah, that's a more dangerous fight for Virgil, I think. It's a more dangerous fight than Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, well, we don't know how Charlo's going to look because he's been off for a long time, and the last time he was here, he just fought to survive against Canelo because he got paid. If he's really serious about coming back and I wouldn't say redeeming himself, but fulfilling his potential and strengthening his legacy, then I mean he could do. I would say he's probably competitive with all these guys. I mean,
I don't know about
Ortiz,
that.
I think
that's too much of a bold claim for a guy who sat out for close to 2 years.
Well, no, I
said
competitive. That. I didn't say he beats them all. I mean,
activity kills, bro.
Yeah, I think Virgil Ortiz is the best guy in this division, and
wow, that's a bold claim. Is he?
Well,
y'all agree with that?
Nah, I don't know.
Well, you could make the case because of his last two wins.
He's among the best, but I don't know if he's the best.
That's bold, bro.
I didn't. But I didn't say he cleans everyone out. I just said if you had to ask me who I think the best guy is, I would say Ortiz.
Better than back rub? Is he better than back rub beard?
Yes, Bakram's. People can check out my pre-fight video. I was super wrong about Bakram against Tszyu, but Ortiz is a bit more proven, whereas Bakram. Huh?
Honestly, yeah, I was.
Yeah. Everybody was. I thought Bakram looked drained.
Now I saw back rub in the Jack Coquet fight. He looked like shit. He looked like shit.
And he didn't even look all that great against Teixeira either, Jules.
Back rub fought Teixeira when?
In Russia. Remember he fought like a few dudes that like you were like, wait a minute, like what the fuck? When did this happen?
Really? And you sure that's not Magomed Kurbanov you talking about?
Oh wait, my bad. No, you're right. Okay.
That was my. I think that was
Mago.
Mago. El Tipo,
Yeah.
that he robs everybody. Like he was
Yeah,
over there in
that's what
Russia.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Because about three or four fights of back rub are not. You can't see them anywhere because they weren't on television. They hid him for years. They hid him after
I heard
2019.
Charlo.
No, espera. Charlo paid him to step aside. Con
Facts.
eso, they put him on the non-televised portion of their shows for like 3 years. So it's like 3 years worth of fights. You just don't see this dude in between the Jorge Fortea fight and the Coque fight. And I seen him in the Coque fight. I'm like, yo, this dude is trash. You was just getting fucked up till you found a knockout. You pulled a knockout out your ass. But the rest of the fight, this dude is trash. So imagine my surprise when he beat the shit out of Tim. That's crazy.
Destroyed him.
We were all expecting
Yeah,
Tim to
I
just go
think
through him,
so.
and he
So
didn't,
Jules,
man. He got fucked up.
Jules, to answer your question, I think Bakram versus Ortiz is the best fight in this division. I just think that Bakram again, his left hook was excellent against Tszyu, but he's still, and maybe I'm nitpicking, but he's still hittable. His defense isn't that great. He still holds his lead hand down low. So, but I just think Virgil Ortiz is a bit more proven than everyone. But I mean, if Jermall is going to come back, is it just for money or whatever? Because aside from Josh Taylor, he's had the biggest fall from grace since becoming undisputed. Because he became undisputed, and like Josh Taylor, he got stripped or vacated all of his belts, and it's just been a weird decline for him.
Well, let's say this. Do you think Bakram beats Bohachuk?
Yes.
I got
think
Bohachuk. I got Bohachuk.
Okay.
I got
Who else got
Bohachuk.
Bohachuk? Who else got
Bohachuk.
Bohachuk? One
Tough as
Bakram,
nails,
one
comes
Bohachuk.
forward.
Come on,
Body
Leo.
shots,
Why the fuck is Leo so quiet? Like, what are you scared?
Well, I'll just quickly say why I'd pick Bakram to win that fight. Bakram, he counters off the back foot better, whereas Bohachuk, he just has one way of fighting, which is in your
But
face.
Bohachuk got a
constant
tight
pressure.
guard. He got a tight guard. He catch a lot of shots.
Well,
I don't know.
Well,
but you
it's
got
not
knocked
that
out by
easy.
that one
That's
guy.
true. Bohachuk is very hittable. I mean, ask Brandon Adams how easy it is to hit this guy. So I'd slightly
They
favor.
both hittable.
It's a competitive
Both
fight.
hittable.
Honestly, they both are. Yeah.
But with the whole Brandon Adams, like that fight was years ago. The dude rebuilt himself. Like it's not the same guy. Like I know he lost to Brandon Adams, but it's not the same
I
Bohachuk.
forget sometimes that fighters could catch lightning in a bottle. Mendoza knocked out Fedora, and then Tszyu beat Mendoza. Remember
That's
that?
true. That's true.
That is true.
That's true.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's a pick 'em. Honest.
Here comes country riding the fence.
Country being Switzerland.
Right? I don't know who wins.
And I'm the one who
I
gets-
can't have a pick 'em opinion if I want.
I'm
You
the
do
one
that
who
shit a lot, dog. Like you better stop straddling that fucking fence. The fence gonna have a baby. How much you straddling that
Yo,
shit,
get
bro?
the fuck out of here with that shit.
I'm
Pick
the one who
somebody, bro.
gets.
Ignacio,
I'm the one
fuck.
who's
Let me go to somebody in my age group. Ignacio, who wins the fucking fight?
After
Bakram?
thinking about it, I'm gonna go with Bohachuk, bro. I think he would. I think he'd put it on back rub. I just don't.
Back rub.
I think back rub is a very fortunate dude from the standpoint of, yeah, he beat Tim, but before that he struggled against a light hitter in Colque. So it just makes me think that Bohachuk might be the guy that would just come after him and attack all night.
Okay, Don. Bohachuk, back rub. Who wins the fight? Come on, Don.
Crickets.
Now but I'm gonna say two things. First of all, the Colque shit is not fair because nobody has ever looked good against Colque. That guy is good. I'm not gonna say it's great, but that guy is good. It makes you look bad.
Okay.
About the prediction, I think I'm gonna go with Sergey.
It's 3 Wow, 3 for Bohachuk. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick.
Who's in the hospital, man?
That's
Not me.
That's creepy.
Fight sports. Fight sports. If you said Virgil Ortiz was the best in your eyes, Bohachuk beat Virgil Ortiz and dropped him twice. Why do you have him? Why are you acting like he can't mix it up?
I'm not acting like he can't mix it up. I'm just saying.
Stop acting like he can't mix it up.
Win. No. Hold on. I get accused. Hold on. I get accused of being a fence sitter. Then when I come on shows like this and I say I think Benavidez beats Bivol, everyone calls me crazy.
Yeah,
so,
because you doing a fanboy shit when you do that.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Hey,
doing
don't
a
feel bad. I
fanboy
can't
shit.
even have a pick'em fight in here, man. So don't feel bad.
Nah, because every time I ask Country, he give me like an answer where it be like, I'm gonna pick him unless he wins. It's always some shit like that. Like,
No, I ain't like that all the time.
pick him unless he wins, and I
Get
picked
the fuck
him.
out. Hey, fuck you, Jules.
Fucking Jules making it sound like Country said, you know what? I feel like a hamburger, but I'm gonna eat the steak instead.
No. It was one of the fights. Wait. It was one of the fights in the Saudi show. He literally said, I have so-and-so by decision unless so-and-so win by way of knockout. And that was the pick. I have this guy by decision unless he not. So then which one you picking, dog? The decision or the knockout?
Man, shut the fuck up.
You mad at me, dog? The ASVP ASVP said a Geek Caballero might be the next great heavyweight. I think he wanted him.
All right, man. I'll make a pick. Damn you! I'm gonna go with Bohachuk.
You see, because you had to wait. No. You know what that shit? That's the bitch shit. You waited till three other motherfuckers picked him.
Out
You
of
waited till
here.
three other motherfuckers picked him.
I make
like,
a pick. See, I can't win with this dude, man. I can't win.
Okay.
I got Bohachuk.
All right, so
if
can
I
I just
say pick
wait?
him, I'm doing something wrong. If I make my pick, oh, that's the bitch shit. Oh,
So
this
The
is
bitch
that.
shit. Stop
Fuck
the
you,
bitch
Jules.
shit. Stop the bitch
So
shit.
I'm the only one who's picking Murtazaliev to beat Bohachuk.
I think it's because you know what I think it is? I think it's because you can't just jump to conclusions off of one great fight that you had. They don't know enough about that guy to say, yeah, yo.
And Tim Tszyu overlooked him OD. He was taking him like a joke the whole fucking promotion.
That's the other thing.
He didn't take him serious.
I don't think that's I'm
Nah, that's 100% facts. He was not taking this boy serious. They asked him, and he said he hasn't fought nobody. I'm not scared of him, and he fought like a dickhead.
Edgar, a huge fan of Tim Tszyu. I don't think that's a legit excuse. I just think he got caught, and Tim Tszyu's chin is probably never going to be the same.
Bro, Tim Tszyu looked like.
Wait a minute, let me do this. For starters, I've been watching Tim Tszyu since 2020, right? The way he fought Takeshi Inui, the way he fought Brian Mendoza is not how he fought that dude. He did not respect that dude. He looked past him because with them other guys,
100%.
he was working off the jab. With him, he came out like a fucking idiot, throwing bullshit.
Hands down.
Oh yeah, I was shocked.
Uppercut. He threw an uppercut from far away and got caught with a left hook.
I gotta ask Crypto Bori, are you inside of a smoke detector?
Oh yeah, I'm at work. That's just
the
doors going off.
It sounds like he inside a smoke
Like you're in an
detector that needs
emergency
new
room.
batteries, bro.
Nah, I'm in the
Changing out a
post
bedpan.
office.
It sounds like it's changing out a bedpan.
Every time they open the door.
No. Don trying to be slick. He trying to come into the conversation, but don't answer the question. The question was Bohachuk, back rub. Who wins?
Bohachuk.
Back rub.
Damn, I'm the only one.
That's five. That's five.
Majority pick things.
Okay, when Murtazaliev,
on nobody else, fucker.
Yeah, because Don
Okay, well-
usually, but in fairness, Don usually is decisive with his picks. Sometimes he wrong, sometimes he right. But he picked Country. He don't say,
Wait a minute.
I got
have
this
been
guy.
decisive with my picks
I
a lot
got
of
this
times.
guy.
And I've
Unless
been
this
wrong
guy
at
wins,
times,
then
too.
I got that guy.
It's not
Well,
no
get the fuck outta
contingencies
here.
here.
I just gotta.
It's just
I'm
I
just
think
gonna say,
Bohachuk wins.
if those
That's it.
if those guys fight and Murtazaliev wins, I'm definitely gonna have to bookmark this live.
Here's another one.
Oh Lord.
Bohachuk, Madrimov. Who wins?
Ooh,
I'm going
Madrimov.
Bohachuk, man.
I'd go Bohachuk. Hello, by the way, to everybody.
That's 4
Head
for
kid, what's
Bohachuk.
up?
That's 4 for
Not
Bohachuk.
much. I thought I'd jump on a different line for once. How's everyone doing?
Hey, what's up, hit kid? How you doing, brother?
Bohachuk.
Doing fine.
Everybody,
I got
Am I
Bohachuk
the-
over Madrimov.
Wait, am I the only one picking Madrimov?
again, yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
you
yeah.
pick Madrimov for that one.
Madrimov is a bum, bro.
I would pick Bakram over Bohachuk though.
Madrimov got all his hype for no reason.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think he a bum, but what
Yeah,
I
he's not a
think is,
bum. I'm wilding.
I'm not gonna say he a bum, but I'm gonna say that he need more seasoning. You fought for a title too early before you was even a developed fighter. You fought for a title in what, 9 fights?
He didn't do too bad though, man.
Yeah, but it was Kurbanov, bro. Kurbanov is trash.
Bro, Madrimov got his shot against fucking a welterweight, and he couldn't do nothing with Crawford.
No, he already had the belt by then. He already had it. He won it when he fought the Russian that was robbing everybody. That's when he won the belt.
Vacant title champ.
Yeah.
Well, I think Madrimov's he's definitely not the best guy in the division, but I think he gives Bohachuk can only fight in your face, and he's formidable, he's dangerous, but he's extremely hittable. And Madrimov, I mean, he got beaten up by Virgil, but yeah, Madrimov can. I think he outboxes him, but I don't know. I don't like the I don't like the excuses Madrimov's making for his loss to Ortiz.
Oh, that was weak.
That's kind of shitty. But I also think he moves.
He gave Virgil. Sorry to interrupt. He gave Virgil no credit for that win, did Madrimov, when he got battered. Virgil battered Madrimov worse than Crawford beat him, and Crawford questionably beat him. Let's all be honest.
He did. No. I'm not going to say questionably, but I'm going to say this. I do think Virgil won bigger. He won bigger in the sense
totally agree.
Hold on. He won bigger, but you got hit more. That's the shit. That's the trade-off. You landed a lot more punches than Bud did, but you took a lot more punches than Bud did. So it all depends on how you look at it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I agree.
I also think
Bud was getting pot shot by Madrimov at will.
No, wait. I didn't say Bud didn't get hit. If you could look at the shit, Virgil got hit more than Bud. He did.
But let's be fair. Madrimov fought fucking dirty as hell, was headbutting, was pushing and hitting. He was doing all the dirty shit. And Virgil like a G.
He did headbutt a lot. I don't like about Madrimov is I don't think
broke him down to the body.
I don't think he's long for the sport because he does a lot of unnecessary movement.
Virgil came off of a bad fight.
You gotta let Don talk, bro. Cause
what I'm saying about Madrimov is I don't think his style is meant for longevity in the sport because he does a lot of unnecessary movement. It's too much. It's like excessive movement at times. It's like
let's say this, Don. Maybe the reason this dude moves so much is because I think he's underdeveloped. You're not gonna tell me you the finished product in 9 fights.
So green. Yep.
He's
not a finished product in 9 fights.
He's fighting like an amateur.
Yeah, he's back and forth like a Mortal Kombat character.
Well, he fights very similar to Sergey Derevyanchenko.
Wait, now you're doing something else.
A young man.
My dude, you never let the Mortal Kombat characters just stand there while you drink your juice and they like this?
The head is still in the same place, but the shoulders and body are moving.
Yeah, like they doing like a wave or some type of shit.
Yeah, but Jules, you've got your beanie on like you're a Smurf, not a Mortal Kombat character.
Well, I can't just have a beanie. Yo, motherfucker, yo, listen, now let me tell your ass one thing, man. Fuck y'all, because if motherfuckers ain't mad that I got a couch, they mad I got a fucking beanie.
It was a joke. It was a joke. I'm joking. Sorry.
Motherfuckers gonna stop assaulting my motherfucking couch and my beanie.
It was a
couch and a motherfucking beanie.
What do you have back there by the swords?
Why can't I make a joke?
Like stacks of paper, a copy machine back there. What's going on back there?
No, all of that. Look, because I got so. Listen, check it out. I got so many. No, listen. I got so many fucking Converses, Adidas, Timberlands. It's like this is like I can't. I don't got no more room to put them nowhere.
You got overstuff
them over there.
All
of that is Timberlands and shit. All that shit is shoes and shit, bro. Nikes, a bunch of shit. I don't got nowhere to put them. And between my daughter, my son, and my wife, all the shoe racks is full. So I got to put all my shit over there.
Oye, quiero esa canción. La que va, ¿esos son Reebok o son Nike?
So nice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the fuck was I thinking about? Yeah, 154 is deep as fuck, bro. But
Yeah,
you
it's
know what?
good.
You know what the shit is? Some of them guys need to go to 60, bro.
Who?
Yeah.
Who are your top guys to go to 60?
The thing about
If
60.
it's up to me,
Top
yo,
guys.
send Madrimov to 60. You tried it, bro. You're not
Really?
winning the belt from. Yes, send him this. Yo, go fight Lara. Go fight Lara.
Madrimov's small for this division. He'll be really small at middleweight.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, he's not gonna be small because the two champions that's up there came from 154. Lara came from 154. Adames came from 154.
It's true.
I think Janabek breaks Madrimov. I think
Probably.
Janabek
ruin it.
I didn't. Yo, Bordy, I didn't bring him up. I left him out on purpose. I didn't mention him on purpose. Like, yeah,
With
fuck
that
him.
back and forth he's got, Janabek will time him.
Janabek made Demetrius Andre go up to 168 and get beat up by fucking Benavidez.
That's true.
That's true.
I think 154 is the most stacked division in the sport right now.
I've said it on Nuke streams.
Yeah.
I think Crawford is overrated at 154. I don't know how he's ranked as number one. I don't know how.
Disappointed. I was a huge fan of Crawford.
No. See, now, y'all going crazy. Y'all going crazy.
No, but to be number one, number one.
Yo, because they could listen. I don't do this, right? But what they doing is they looking at everything he did, and that's why they saying because he only had like one fight at 154. So should he be number one? No,
against a prospect.
Nah, he shouldn't be. But I ain't gonna say he overrated because it's like, yo, that dude is literally 2-time undisputed 4-weight champion. It's like
he's not overrated.
I see what you doing. I just don't really. Yeah, like you can't have one fight and you.
Yeah,
you have one fight, bro.
How you got a unified champion in Fandora? Came back from being knocked out cold. Fucking had a fight of the year.
Espera, porque fue un pendejo. Fue un pendejo. Cannot be. Espera, fue un pendejo. No puede ser número uno because you wasted a whole fucking year chasing the dude that Terrence beat up.
That's Al Haymon for you. That's
why
PBC
you can't
for
be
you.
number one.
That's why I hate the PBC champions. They don't move until PBC tell them to move.
Well, that doesn't go.
By the way, Crawford cooks Fandora.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Wait, who we talking about? Crawford cooking? Who you gonna cook?
Crawford cooks Fandora.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah. I agree. I'll take that. I would take that.
Yeah.
Why?
I would take that too.
Wait. Why? Because Tim Tszyu, with blood in his eye, was still landing right hands on you. And he don't even got reach like Crawford. Crawford got more reach than him. Blood in his eye,
blind,
open forehead, partially blind, still landing right hands.
Watch out for those elbows. Watch out for those elbows. Fandora cut Crawford.
Fandora is the weakest champion at 154.
I don't know how you could say that though.
Wow.
I don't know how you could say that. Tim Tszyu was on fire. Tim Tszyu was on fire.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Wait. That's the real one. And watch Country not fucking give an answer. Watch. Fandora back rub.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I got
No. Be fucking neutral. Who wins the fight?
Bakram.
I got
on the spot.
I got Fandora. I'll take Fandora. I'll take fucking Fandora.
What? No. Guys. This is why Fandora is not going to be world champion for much longer. Fandora.
Y'all talking shit, but Spence, y'all acting like Crawford didn't fucking duck Fandora. Crawford, if y'all remember, said I'm gonna let Spence. Hold on. Crawford said, I'm gonna let Spence. This is out of Crawford's mouth. Y'all forgot. Crawford said, I'm gonna let Spence. Hold on. I'm gonna say it. Crawford said, let me let Spence. He said, I'm gonna let Spence get his fucking championship belt so I can have a rematch with him at 154. He said, I'm gonna step aside. Spence never stepped up.
Yo, let me ask a question. Wait. Let me ask a question. Is it my imagination or did Fandora ask the WBO for permission? Crawford and the WBO for permission to fight a voluntary.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
that's PBC and Samson.
How the fuck am I ducking you when you? Yo, shut the fuck up. How the fuck am I ducking you when you asking people for permission not to fight me? Your promoter, the night
that
you
was
won,
Samsung, nigga. That was Samsung.
No. Ellos le preguntaron al WBO. Le preguntaron. They fucking told him, yo, can we fight a voluntary next? And it was like, yo, bud, you good? Yeah, go ahead. Y'all could go. That's what. That's
why
what
Bud didn't say no. Buster said no.
Crypto. You can also look
should have
at
forced a mandatory, but he don't want to fight a 6'6" motherfucker.
He
don't want to fight somebody that's NBA
Get
height.
out of here. He already fought a 6. Wait. He fought a 6'1" motherfucker. You forgot about that? Postal. One.
Postal.
Well, no, yeah, Postal. Postal is
no,
taller.
He not no 6'1".
No, wait a minute.
He like 6 feet on the dot.
Wait, shut the fuck up. Postal
get the fuck
taller.
out of here.
Postal is taller than Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor's 5'11".
He's 6 feet. Postal. He's not 6'1".
And you didn't let me finish. What the fuck was Jose Benavidez?
5'11".
No, he's not. No, he's 6'1".
Who?
Jose Benavidez is not 6'1".
All right, yo, you got that. You got that Scully on too tight, Papa. You got that Scully on too tight.
Yo, that dude is 6'1", bro.
He's 6'1".
Wait.
Yo, they be making up shit on these height, bro.
6'1". Crypto. You can look at all of the interviews leading up to the Tszyu Fundora fight. All of the trainers, the fighters, also the promoters, they were Lewkowicz, Leonard Ellerby, they were all saying, well, we'll probably drop the WBO because they were already talking about fighting Spence and not fighting Crawford. So they were
not even at the
night of
the fight. No,
because
but wait
Crawford
a minute.
left the PBC.
But wait a minute, it wasn't even that. Look, it was the
whatever.
same night. It was literally a couple of minutes after they left the ring. Like literally a couple of minutes after they left the ring. Samson said, yo, Crawford is not next. But he said it. Crawford is not next. They knew he wasn't. Like how you trying to make it Crawford fought? They didn't want to fight Crawford anyway, bro.
That's crazy.
They didn't want Crawford.
And now we've got Samson suggesting that if the fight with Bivol and Benavidez isn't in the US, then they're not
A side. They need to get that up. They're not fucking A side. How you gonna A side Bivol, the guy who fought and beat the guy you chasing, and he's undisputed at 175?
No, espera. Y la otra vaina es que el otro tipo que tú quieres pelear, he beat him too. Oh, you want to fight Zerto? Yeah, he beat him too, bro.
Exactly.
How the fuck you gonna A side him, bro? Con qué?
This is what I've been saying on Nuke Stream, and I'll say it here. It is an absolute joke that Team Benavidez and Samson, that dumb motherfucker, and I really mean that, is trying to B-side the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world.
Right?
When you are the challenger, you have no right to fucking say, oh, we want the fight here, we need it there and all that. Bitch, shut the fuck up and know your way.
Now here's the shit. I talked about this already. That look, y'all could play them games for a little while longer. Now, if the World Boxing Council want to give you an email title, awesome. Who you gonna fight?
Nobody. And that's what he wants.
Nadie. You're going to have a green belt and nobody to fight, motherfucker, because nobody is going to fight you for David Morrell peanuts. Nobody going to fight you for peanuts, bro. Nobody.
You're going to say Canelo's still ducking him. That's what you're going to say.
No, but
you know, I hope that shit sells some tickets, bro. I hope it sells some tickets.
Go away. You know what's going to happen. You know what is going to happen. There's going to be a bunch of 168 fighters fighting at light heavyweight.
No, esto es lo que yo sé. Espérese un momento. Esto es lo que yo sé. Uno. Maybe he'll fight back the bully. ¿Verdad?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind that fight. Back to bully versus Benvenuti. Ben Mierda. I wouldn't mind that.
Well,
what about Kyle Smith?
No, Julius. For $80 on pay-per-view?
Bueno, es otra cuestión. Eso es otra cuestión.
No, he has to fight someone. He has to fight somebody. It's been way too long. He has to fight a somebody.
Él tiene que pelear con alguien que ya es un fracaso. That's the end of the road, bro. This is your
The
shot.
problem with this whole thing is that Lewkowicz is saying the fight needs to be in the US, but you've got Turkey for some reason saying I will not bid on this fight regardless. And so if this fight doesn't happen, I think that's on Turkey.
It's not on Turkey. It's on Benavidez.
He said, well, he said ring IQ. And he's casting spells? And he beats. What the fuck is that? Is he casting magical spells? And he beats.
No. I think he's biased against the.
Just to fire back at you, Fight Sport. I agree Turkey needs some blame, but I am really fucking souring on Samson.
Well,
this is just me. If I'm David and I don't get this fight, then but it's going to be a bad look on him because he'll stay with him and all that. But if I'm David, I should be firing Samson for what he's saying right now.
Head kid, here's the thing. He and his team are pushing for the fight. They're saying we will not take step side money. So
no, you not.
I don't.
Yo, we not doing this, bro. Like I don't got to keep saying the same fucking thing. You not for real about fighting Bivol when you telling him, yeah, you got to fight me where I tell you to fight under my banner. That's you're not trying to fight, homeboy. How?
Okay.
And you know,
you're trying to ace out him. You trying to ace out him.
Okay, we'll move on.
And you know why he won't fire Samson? Because Samson does his dirty work. Samson is out there shitting on the fight, making it impossible to make. Why would he fire him? If he wanted to fight, he would fire him, but he doesn't.
Exactly. No es verdad, mira, que cuando Zurdo se fue from Top Rank, he fired his management. He got rid of all of them. He got rid of the trainer, the manager, all of them. He got rid of all of them. That if you really trying to do something, get rid of Samson. Get rid of him. He not gonna do that. I know he not gonna do that. I know what's about to happen. It ain't people. It ain't Smith neither.
The other thing, you cannot put this on Turkey's lap because the fucking WBC wasn't supposed to be in the rotation anyway. They came out of nowhere with the fucking mandatory. Who is the mandatory? Is the IBF?
The next one, Leo. The next one is supposed to be Michael Eifert. That's supposed to be the next one. And then it's David. Then it's Callum. Callum is the last one.
Well, the funny thing about that whole thing is that Eifert, he's a typical IBF mandatory who hasn't done anything to earn it. But the WBC,
what did David do to earn it? What did David do to earn it? Explain it to me. What?
Well, okay, we all know he deserves a shot.
No. You playing games. See, this is the thing.
I'm not playing any games.
You playing games. Shut your ass up before I mute you. Check this shit out. All David Benavidez did was the same thing Michael Eifert already did. Oh, David, you fought a former champion in his late 30s? Yeah, that's what Michael Eifert did in Jean Pascal.
That's how true, but he also...
But what? He fought a super middleight in David Morrell? Because what the fuck was David Morrell?
A prospect with 10 fights. Come on, man.
Un cubano.
Que yo hablo así porque yo soy de Cuba, yo soy de Miami.
Hold on. How can I respond? How can I respond if you're going to talk over me?
Why does Uga sound just like David Morrell? Why does David Morrell sound just like Laura? Todos los cubanos hablan así.
No, porque yo soy allá, mami. Tú sabes, yo voy más para Miami, mami.
Okay.
They live in the same fucking block.
Okay. We may. Benavidez deserves the fight, but yeah, the WBC, they're only rushing into mandating this because they're trying to flex on Turki Al-Sheikh. The problem is that Turki Al-Sheikh should at least, him saying publicly he won't bid on the fight is suggesting that he doesn't. I think he'll be to blame if this fight doesn't happen. But we'll see. I'm not.
He's sending a message. He's sending a message to Samsung and Benavidez that they don't control shit when it comes to business. All right, they don't call the shots.
El mamagüevo de Benavidez dijo, yo quiero pelear con Callum Smith. Después they offered you Callum Smith. And what Samson said, we reject the fight. It's all on camera. It's not my imagination.
That was pretty. Hey, that was a good impression. But no. Literally,
I did a video on it. The week of the fight, when he was in Saudi, he said, I would like to fight Callum Smith. That would be a great fight. Fast forward 3 weeks. Yes, they offer Callum Smith. We reject the fight. ¿Qué
That
tú
was a very
quieres,
good
mamá?
impression.
Entonces, ¿qué tú quieres, mamá huevo? ¿Qué tú quieres? What do you want, bro? You want an A-side Dimitri Bivol? You gonna tell him, yo, you gotta fight me over here under this banner for this price. I know you undisputed. I know you beat Canelo. I know you beat Zerto. I know you beat Better Beef, but you gotta do what I say.
Well,
And real quick,
reason for turning down.
Hold on, Kiwi. Turkey took that position after Mauricio stepped in and called and mandated the mandatory, and that's what set this whole in motion. I think that's why Turkey is like, you know what, fuck you. Who the fuck are you to, that's my fucking money. That's what started it. Now, that's what I think.
Shout out to Domo. He about to give him props for fighting the 11-0 prospect after getting dropped and wobbled 2 times.
What I will say is at least Fight Spot ain't the dumbest Kiwi. I mean, for goodness sake, at least he ain't the Kiwi who said, oh, David Morrell versus Dimitri Bivol's a 50-50 fight. Hi, Mirage, you dumb fuck.
Yo, how, bro? I don't think, listen, I'm going to be real. I stopped thinking that Mirage is a real person. I think he an algorithm. That's not a real person, bro.
I agree. The WBC, we all know Suleiman is an idiot and a moron and everything, but if Turkey doesn't bid for this fight, that is on him. I agree, Benavidez, his reason for saying that they won't, or Samson saying they won't fight Callum Smith, is because they're trying to force the Bivol fight. And
no, it's because they're trying to get a vacant title. You don't want to fight.
I was getting to that. I know you guys think that, but we'll see. I mean, I think Benavidez wins.
It's not that I think that. It's very simple. They said that our next move is based on what Turkey wants. So what does Turkey want? A trilogy. While they doing that, they offered you a fight, and it was literally a fight that you asked for. You said you want to fight Callum Smith. They offered you that. Your man, Samson, said they offer many, many millions. Hey,
Joe, this car.
Mirage keeps donating to your channel just to get his word out there.
I got like stacks of New Zealand money in the back because of Mirage. I
was gonna say, can Mirage donate to my channel if he just wants to hate?
He's the algorithm.
Garage said Jules has gone from claiming David will duck Bivol. Yeah, he is. To now arguing what? No, I didn't say he shouldn't fight him. I said you don't want to fight because you're trying to ace out him.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
If you look at Benavidez again before the Bivol Better Biev fight, again he said, "Who am I to stand in the way?"
Literally,
took a passive approach, and then once they ordered the mandate, no, I'm not stepping aside. No,
he literally said that on camera. He said, "Who am I to stand in the way of that trilogy?"
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, he changed his mind, in my opinion. I was like, everything El Caesar just put there is false. I did not get all those picks.
All I know is the same dude that said, "Who am I to stand in the way of the trilogy? I could fight Callum Smith." When they offered you Callum Smith, you turned it down. That's your promoter. I wouldn't know that if it wasn't for your talkative ass promoter. I wouldn't know that.
We can all blame Lewkowicz as who he is.
So basically, esto es lo que va a pasar. Espera. A mí me da. Ese tipo maybe no pelea the rest of the year. Posiblemente. Who are you going to fight, bro? You go ahead, get a WBC title. Who are you going to fight?
Nadie.
Hopefully it's not a rematch with Morales.
David Lemieux rematch.
Yeah.
Hope no. Hell to the no.
I've got two.
I was going to say that.
I've got two right now. Okay.
Go ahead.
This is your opponent if he's trying to duck Smith. Okay.
Okay.
He'll either fight Craig Richards, who just won on that Miami card a week ago.
Okay.
On the Belfast card, the Ireland card.
Okay. Spider Richards.
Or he'll fight the winner of Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard.
He's not. No, he will not. No. He's not
like
fighting.
Yard.
No, espérese un momento.
I think Yard wins that fight.
No, wait a minute. I have Yard winning the fight. That's why I say, yeah, that's not going to happen. You know why? They can't afford Anthony Yard. You could think whatever you want about Anthony Yard as a fighter, but does he fight on the cheap? No. You got to pay him.
That is
You gotta
true.
pay him, bro. You think he just gonna come to America? You think he just gonna come here to be coming here? No, fam. You gotta pay him, and I don't think y'all have it. All that, yeah, we got $8 million for. Yeah. I hear you, bro. I hear y'all, bro. Y'all don't got. I don't think y'all got money for that dude. Personally, yeah, I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah.
Yard has managed to price himself out of other fights, but the only fight that makes sense.
Don't say that whole shit. Don't say that whole shit. Yard.
He has.
No, fuck you. Yard went to Russia. Shut your ass up. Yard went to Russia. For Kovalev. Do you think David Benavidez would do that when he don't even want to go to Saudi?
Well, hold on, Jules. No need to get angry.
Come on, who goes to Russia? Who goes to Russia to fight?
No, I didn't get mad. I'm Dominican. That's how we talk.
Jules is in
okay. Well, I'm Anthony Yard. Okay, yes, Yard has showed lots of character against Kovalev and against Beterbiev.
So how you gonna tell me? No, wait a minute. So how you gonna tell me that a dude that literally was willing to go to Russia for Kovalev went to Fort Beterbiev? He's scared of David that can't knock people out?
No. I never said scared. I said he priced himself out.
Anthony Yard might drop Benavidez.
David Morrell did.
David Morrell did. Okay, if they don't...
Shout out to Caesar. Basic Videz is a tuna fight for Bivol. Yeah, I agree with that. Domo said Jules had to put on his name. Yeah, cause he got me wanting to channel my inner Dominican. I haven't felt Dominican in a while living in the sticks. I heard that shit. I felt like I was back in Manhattan. Yeah, I felt that shit. Like I was playing Capicu and it's 3 a.m, bro. I felt that shit. Shout out to Capicu, bro.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with Benavidez.
Putazos. Benavidez not gonna fight nobody. That's what's gonna happen. Well, in fact, I would. You know what I think? That motherfucker might go to MVP. You never know.
What?
Really?
Know.
But wait a minute.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call, bro.
Never know, bro.
He wasn't he on the podcast? Was he on the podcast with that nigga?
No, estaba ahí con el tipo. He's over there talking to Jake.
Begging, about to get on his knees.
Okay. But wait a minute, he's loyal to Al Haymon, isn't he?
Bro, la vaina con el fucking.
Well,
is that about to change too?
Mira, espera un momento. Deontay Wilder was loyal to Showtime until he wasn't. Right? He was. He's loyal to Showtime, and then what happened?
They didn't want to pay him.
He went to Fox. They didn't want to pay him, so he went to Fox. Loyal.
He turned down $100 million. He turned down $100 million to lose, and they turned around and said, "We're not giving you no 10 mil, no 15 mil, nothing." And he said, Eddie Hearn. He called Eddie Hearn like, "Yo, what you got for me?" He said, "I only got tough fights where you're gonna get beat up."
Espera un momento. ¿Tú no ves que estúpidos son esta gente? Bro, so you turned down all that money so you could go to Eddie anyway? 5 years later?
Come
Fucking
on,
idiot.
Can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. And you know why, Julius? You know why? Because the American fan base are fucking dumb, bro. They're dumb as rocks.
Yo, dog, I've been saying that shit.
Listen, wait
a minute. For the last 15 years, no, the last 20 years, I've been saying that on YouTube, and I haven't even been on YouTube in 20 years, bro. I've been like, yo, the American fan base is a bunch of morons. Like, yeah, a lot of them, they're really fucking stupid, dog. Like, that's not cap. They for real stupid. Like, man, like a lot of y'all shouldn't be driving.
They were applauding fucking Wilder, who never even made 10, 15 mil at the time. They were applauding him.
Pero un momento, porque él dijo, yeah, we got 50 mil, bro. If y'all got 50 mil, where the fuck has it been? Because like you don't make that. So
can I?
I've
had people call.
Fight, can I take it? Wilder was the most overrated heavyweight fighter in the past 5-10 years I've ever seen.
No, wait a minute. Listen, I'm 50 years old. Wilder is the most overrated heavyweight I've seen in 50 years, bro.
No, I'll agree with you. So here's what pissed me off, though, and I'm actually going to claim the WBC on this as well. Because Wilder, as we all fucking know, tried to take the Tyson Fury fight instead of, ducking Joshua for undisputed for $100 million. I don't care what anyone tells me. It was just clear a duck. Look at how Eddie Hearn responded back to him on that day on Twitter/X, if you all remember. That was the body bag.
I thought AJ ducked you.
No,
that was good.
No, it's not even that. It's that. No, wait a minute.
Okay, go on,
Chris Bird is a better champion than fucking Wilder.
No, I agree. But
Michael Moorer is a better champion than Wilder. I gotta smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but here's what pisses me off about Wilder, guys. It's the fact that this fucker, and this is what I'm calling the WBC. Do y'all remember when fucking the WBC, like, we've just been talking about how they've ordered the Benavidez fight, and jumped the line. Why the fuck did they never do that for Dillian White?
Right.
Yeah, they pick and choose when they order these mandatories, and they're consistent at being inconsistent. We all know that.
But that also doesn't mean that the other organizations aren't the same way either. All the organizations do that shit.
Oh, well, they've all got problems.
Look at the bullshit excuse they gave about Wilder when he for not fighting Vlad. Oh, well, he's a baby champion. What the fuck is a baby champion?
Agreed.
Come on. If you got a belt, you're a champion. Fight the other champions. That's it. There's no baby champion. None of this.
I mean,
you guys, Jules mentioned the American fan base. I got some of these other shows I go on. There are people who think that I hate Al Haymon because of his skin color, just because I'm critical of him. Like, that shit still goes on.
That's that bullshit, man.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Don't worry, we're used to that in America. They hide behind Al Haymon with that.
But I'm critical of all the promoters. Like, and when I told this one guy who's just he's really trying to push my buttons. When I told him I'm critical of all the promoters, he said, "Well, you only do that basically to cover because you hate Al Haymon." Like, it's just fucking ridiculous.
That wasn't who was that? That ain't Ashig. I know for a fact it ain't.
No. This was on a different show. This was a different show.
Oh no!
Anyway.
It's funny, like fight sport. You know me. I'm combat sports. You know that MMA, boxing. For entertainment, I watch my wrestling. I'm like, fucking. I saw it on socials this week. Like, oh, we're bluing. People of color here in Europe. If you get what I'm confirmed, so we're racist now. The race bait bullshit, which happens, is fucking just disgraceful now.
Yeah,
it really
is. And it only seems to be happening in America, this whole race bait narrative. I don't hear it in any other.
No, that's what I mean. I see in Americans, saying, "Oh, we need to get this person out of Europe because they're being racist." When really they're just reacting as a crowd.
Oh, dude, you should. You should have heard. Honestly, you guys should have heard all the shit they were saying to us on the panel and Jules before Spence and Crawford fought. That shit was fucking ridiculous. For 5 fucking years, we had to listen to that stupid crap about how we were racist, this, we're that. And it's like, all because we had our own opinion about it,
But wait, they were calling you racist, even though you were picking Crawford, an African man, to beat another African man. Wow. Yes. Holy shit.
Can't make it up. Can't make it up.
It wasn't about that. It was because Terrence Crawford was in charge. He was working with the slave owner, supposed to be Bob Aaron, and Errol Spence. He was working with the freedom fighter that is Al Haymon.
The guy wwho stole 150 fighters from Golden Boy.
Yeah, that guy.
And Al Haymon, the guy who's never. When Al Haymon first came onto the scene, I kind of understood the patriotism, but the fact that it's still going on now to me is crazy. Like, the guy's never.
It wasn't even about patriotism because they hate Top Rank. Al Haymon didn't want to work with nobody. He was a cancer to boxing, and I hate when they try to compare him to Turkey. Turkey brought everybody to the table, enemies, frenemies,
and. Yeah, but the guy's never done an interview for anybody.
Exactly. I don't even know if Al Haymon's who he says he is. Who knows Al Haymon? Who ever seen this motherfucker, bro?
No one. All of these shameless charlatan grifters like Boxing Ego, Aki TV, Fanon. The fact that they still sell out their dignity for him, like, I wish I could debate these fools just so I could embarrass them because they've got no.
The shit is that they turn Al Haymon into a.
You got the sword.
I was waiting for Don to notice.
What?
Wait, how you do that shit?
Oh,
Conan do that shit? like that. Ah, motherfucker. Ah, motherfucker. This
How
is.
many swords you got?
I think I got like 6 to fight with my son. I got like 6 of them to fight with my son. I got the Kratos shit from God of War. I got like a Viking thingy. I got a Roman, and I got a katana, and I think I got another one so I could fight my son with his swords and shit. Yeah, yo, this shit is legit, bro.
What they call that event where they dress up, all that medieval shit, and they
No es eso, no es eso. Esto de verdad, this is a movie prop. That's who they normally sell these to. These are like movie props, so you could practice what you're gonna do in the scene. By eso, that's really what it's for, because it's for sparring. Like you can't cut a motherfucker with it, but you can smack the shit out of a motherfucker with it.
Give it to
Y'all be on Broadway like Now back to Benavidez.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting into that mouth.
You know what I'm saying? That if you was trying to fight Bivol, they made it simple for you, bro. They offered you Smith, like, yo, we about to do this. You could fight him in the meantime. Canelo already beat him. Better Bivol already beat him, and we gonna give you a huge bag. That's according to your promoter, by the way. He said millions upon millions. I didn't say that. He said that. Right?
Probably the most he ever made to date.
For Callum Smith, that Mirage says is a bum. So you can't fight a bum for millions of dollars? You've been fighting bums before that. You
Callum
can't.
Smith is no bum.
No,
I think
Jules.
it would
That's
be.
what Mirage says. He says he's a bum.
If Callum Smith is a bum, then David Lemieux is a fucking tomato can.
Bro, then David Lemieux is fucking a wino. If Callum is a bum.
No, he's a hobo.
He's a hobo, yeah.
Hold on. I have to keep Fight on the same energy here, like I did on the Nuke stream. Fight, you were the one calling Callum Smith a bum.
No.
I
didn't.
I'm saying if Callum is a bum, then what the fuck was David Lemieux, bro? What even was that?
That's why
can I respond? I didn't
blown up
call
middleweight
Smith a bum. I said he kind of is a European level fighter, and I was wrong.
What kind of level? Wait. No, wait a minute. But what kind of level was David then? David Lemieux. What level was that?
Lemieux, same level, low level champion.
Hell no.
I don't think Lemieux.
How you gonna say that?
Wait, if he the same level, did Lemieux ever hold the Ring magazine? Was he ever Ring magazine? No.
Lemieux was a low level champion, but hold on, I never said
Lemieux got knocked out by Rubio, bro.
Okay,
Rubio.
I didn't.
He got with the spots on his back, Rubio.
I've never. Okay, I was wrong about Callum Smith. What Hit Kid said, I never called Callum Smith a Euro bum, but I did say I don't think that's real cool, Jules. Real cool.
That's why you went over.
I didn't think Callum was going to do anything better than a European fighter. I didn't think he would get better than a European level fighter, so I was wrong.
I swear you did. I'm sorry to
let me tell you something. Let me tell you, George Groves is better than anybody. Yo, not for nothing. Can I say this? He not gonna like this. Callum win over George Groves is better than any win on David Benavidez's resume.
Ooh.
I kind of disagree on that.
Oh, who's better? Who's better? David Morrell in his 12 fights? In his fucked up accent?
Caleb Plant. He gonna say Caleb Plant. Wow.
Oh, wait, was Caleb a champion when he fought him like George?
No, he was.
So how's he better?
Hold on, wait. Callum Smith fought George Groves, who was past his best as well. So they were both.
Because Caleb wasn't past his best.
No, Caleb Plant was. They were both past their best.
So who was a champion? Who was a champion then when he fought him?
Groves was, but Groves had also been knocked out a few times. And
Caleb didn't get knocked out by Canelo?
Exactly. So they were both past their best.
But so they're both past their best, but one of them was a champion and one of them wasn't. Which one was he?
Okay, technically, Groves was better.
That's what I said. Hold on. This isn't fair.
This isn't fair.
Let him-
Hold on.
Let him work
You're
through.
not gonna like this. To me, and I'm being the shit is they think I'm doing something bad to David when I'm like, yo, dog, I'm literally doing to David. I'm doing to David
Jules.
what I do to everybody.
Jules, no, I don't think you're being unfair. Look, we're just
Let
disagreeing
Kiwi go
here.
through his mental gymnastics.
It's not mental gymnastics.
It's mental acrobatics, bro. It's not even it's acrobatics.
Look,
I can speak to y'all later.
I can do real
Good night.
Hey, kid. We'll see you.
All right.
It's not gymnastics because gymnastics is on the floor. You an acrobat. You in the air with this shit. Acrobat.
Well, I am an acrobatic. Professional acrobatic.
I didn't know that. See, but how did I know that? See, that's why people need to stay away from me because I be knowing too much. The universe tells me everything, bro.
Well, okay. All joking aside, Benavidez. Benavidez's win over Caleb Plant is about the same level as
no, it's
Callum
not.
Smith's win
No,
over
it's
Groves.
not. No, it's not. And there's nothing.
Okay,
There's
well, we
nothing to
disagree.
suggest it is because for starters, if you look at George, right? All right, David Benavidez, you beat an unbeaten David Morrell, right? Motherfucking shit. I forgot my train of thought. The point is,
now you're on the right path because it's like Caleb Plant so good, but who he fought?
Who he fought that was like that? Who he fought?
Who he beat?
Okay,
Groves.
Mike
for real,
Subway Lee.
Hold on.
Mike Lee. He beat Mike Lee.
Groves won his title off of Fedor Chudinov, a decent fighter, but not the
Chudinov,
best champion in the world.
Wait. No. Let's do it. Chudinov or Uskateki, who's better?
They're similar. I would
Nah,
say
you can't say that. You can't say. Well,
okay,
Chudinov. You can't say that. Uskateki didn't even. No, wait. Uskateki didn't even win the IBF off of nobody.
Nope.
DeGale threw it in the air and he caught it. That's it.
Okay, Chudinov is a little bit better. But they're similar. Okay.
It was a juggling act.
I'm saying that these dudes really got. If you really pay attention, which I do because I pay attention. Yo, David resume is for real paper thin, and it's like, how could you have been in this division for 10 years? You were at super middle for 10 years when Groves was a champion, when Zerto was a champion, when DeGale was a champion, then Uskateki after him, then Callum Smith after him, Billy Joe Saunders after him, Caleb Plant after him, and yo, like
Callum Smith.
Can I say
it's
something?
crazy. Like what the fuck was you doing for 10 years then? bro?
He's never unified. You know what's sad is that Benavidez has one title defense in his whole life and is against Porky Medina. That's fucking sad.
Verdad.
That is true.
Wait. Put it this way. It's very simple. There's a lot of shit that I was actually willing to forgive about David. Like, okay, look, Groves was on a different side of the street. Está bien. Zerto estaba con Top Rank. It's no excuse, pero está bien. But at minimum, you should have been able to fight either DeGale, Uskateki, or Caleb when they had the belt. You didn't fight none of them when they had the belt. It was right there. It's a unification match. Your promoter is on camera. We want to wait 2-3 more fights, and then we do the paper.
We want the marinade.
But here's the thing. I'm not defending any of that. I'm just talking about the now. But whatever.
Can I say something real quick?
You want to not acknowledge that?
No, because
there it is. That is bullshit. That's bullshit. I do acknowledge
because I'm supposed to believe that a dude that didn't want to unify with nobody, now he want to fight Bivol. My hairy fucking nuts, bro.
I've answered that. I've given my opinion on that before.
You don't want to do nothing with Bivol, bro. Wolf tickets. Oh.
He want to live off Canelo's name. That's what he wants to do. He wants to live off Canelo's name.
He want to do.
Wait, but Jules, aren't the pundits starting to turn their back on him a little bit now? Aren't people starting to say
on David?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, because it's starting to reveal itself.
It's
done in the dark comes to the light.
I'm gonna say, let's say this, Don. I will say that I saw Nestor and on his shit, and he was like, "Yeah, like you fucking up, David. Like, yeah, y'all fucking up." But they still eating dick at Pro Box. They still over there eating dick over there. Like, Yeah, David could be.
Wait, isn't that just?
That's not going to change.
Isn't that just Paulie doing that, Jules?
Bueno.
But that doesn't mean that's Chris Algieri or Juan Manuel Marquez doing that.
Nah, Pro Box turned into a bunch of clowns. I'm sorry.
Wait. Can somebody tell me who did Chris Algieri beat to get in the Hall of Fame? Because I watch boxing.
He is not in the Hall of Fame. They put him in the Hall of Fame?
Bro, I think I heard that 2 days ago.
Nah, I don't think he's been put in, Jules.
Bro, are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, he has not been elected. He hasn't.
Better not.
He
They
hasn't.
didn't put in Cotto in his first ballot. They made Cotto wait to put in Andre Ward, who retired and ducked everybody.
If Chris Algieri got into the fucking Hall of Fame, that means Deontay Wilder is going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Well, Jules,
Let me say something. Hold on. The Plant fight would have been great had he beat him when he had a belt. When Canelo Callum Smith fight was announced, if David wanted the smoke, he would have pressed for the Plant fight to get in Canelo's way. He never did. And I'll tell you why. Because these guys were waiting to age out Canelo. And it didn't happen. So what ended up happening is David outgrew the division.
He in the New York Hall of Fame, y'all.
Oh, shit. New York Hall of Fame.
Nesta Gibbs criticizing Benavidez. Was that on a members only stream or is this on?
Nah, that was a reel. That was a reel. That was on the channel. That was a reel. That was an excerpt from the show, from the Daily Show.
Hey,
cool. I'll check it out because Nesta Gibbs is usually a shameless Al Haymon mouthpiece.
Can I just ask why is that show so popular? I haven't been watching it too much. I watch snippets.
Nah, don't be like that, bro. No sea así, man.
No, I'm asking for real. I'm serious.
Look, te lo voy a poner así. A part of the appeal of the show is everybody gets to go up there and argue their case. And that is appealing. It's interactive that you get to call in. If you really like Gervonta Davis's purse, you could call in like, yo, that purse is fly as fuck. Shit is fly as fuck.
Which show is this?
Wish I had one. I don't have one. Right?
Nah,
right? But it's a cool experience. Like, look, I always give that dude a lot of props. You know why? Because it wasn't a lot of boxing channels before him. He's like one of the originators. You gotta give him that.
You gotta give Ness his props. He went around from the ground up, recording in the gyms, going meeting trainers.
Espérate, voy a decir una historia. It's a very quick story. I heard a story about a guy who used to drive 18-wheelers. He used to drive trucks. He had a CDL, commercial driver's license. He was able to, with the earnings he was getting on the tube, talking about boxing, he was able to quit his job. I heard that shit. I'm like, yo, that shit would be amazing. Fast forward, that's what I did. So shout out to Nesta motherfucking Gibbs.
That's great.
The guy knows how to grind.
It's a channel for casuals.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. Yeah, but I ain't gonna knock his hustle. Like, yeah. You know, some of the guys that call in is kind of dumb, but that ain't his fault. The fuck can he do? Like,
even his takes are.
You're talking about the Boxing Voice channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the takes I hear are just, I don't know. It's like,
but that's his market, guys. That's his market. He knows his market.
También, what you gotta give him is one. Not all of his takes are bad. It just depends on which boxer we talking about. Not all his takes is bad, but yeah, respect, bro. Respect. Yes, that channel is one of the original joints, bro. Like, shit, I was hearing about the Boxing Voice before I even decided to do YouTube videos. I used to hear about that shit. So yeah, you gotta give him respect, bro.
Jules, the boxing Voice is the boxing's version of the Breakfast Club. That's what I look at it as.
Yeah, but that's pero the Breakfast Club. Yeah, but it's that's still big, isn't it? Like, yeah, you gotta show props, bro. You gotta give
that story you told. That's Coach Malachi, right?
That's Nesta. Yeah. That's Nesta.
Because Coach Malachi was a CDL driver too.
I didn't know that. What I know is, when I heard about the Boxing Voice or whatever, the dude that run it or whatever, this was obviously many years ago. I heard about a dude. He had a commercial driver's license, used to drive a truck, but because he started getting money on the tube, talking about boxing, he's able to quit his job off of that. I was like, wow, that shit would be dope as fuck, bro. I was doing security at that time.
Yeah. One thing about Nesta, even though he is really bad at times, he's a million miles better than charlatans like Ali Sekbak or I mean, Sean Zittel, I wouldn't call him a charlatan. He's just biased in hell in favor of Mayweather.
I'll tell you what, y'all got to give Nesta props because he not going to be sitting here doing love letters like Boxing Ego. Boxing Ego wrote a whole 41 bullet point what I love about Gervonta down to the leg tattoos.
That motherfucker wrote a Shakespeare sonnet about Tank.
Ego is just a shameless grifter, along with
that dude wrote a whole fucking haiku about Gervonta leg tattoos, bro.
He knows if Gervonta shaves or not, you know.
He probably helps Gervonta shave his legs when he gets tattooed.
Yeah, his pubes, bro.
His landing strip.
He shaves his pubes in the shower. He's like scrubbing his ass and shit.
This is getting
his
too...
hand in between his cheeks.
All right, this is getting too much.
Wait, understand. Check it out. Wait, check it out because this the shit. I'm 42 years old, right? Boxing Ego was in my age bracket. So how the fuck you really sat there and wrote that shit, bro? Could you imagine? Yeah, and I like how he smells, and when he looks at me at math.
Liberal, dude.
Because Boxing Ego has no dignity.
Bro, that's wild, dog. Like, I think he used to be Drake's stunt double. Didn't they say he used to do like movies and shit? He's like an actor. Somebody said that shit, that he's like an actor.
He looks like a googly dude. I've seen him before.
I used to think Aki TV was the worst grifter on YouTube, but now I think it's probably Ego.
Nah, with Aki, you just look with Aki, you just ask Aki for two loose and a chopped cheese. You be alright, bro. Aki, like, yo, let me give you a chopped cheese.
And a packet of za right there.
For real, yo, with some blunt wraps, be like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Domo said, Callum, this bum has more KOs at 75 than you. For real, he does. Callum has more knockouts at light heavyweight than David. Kiwi,
see, he's not my
boy is not the next coming of Mike Tyson. Please stop.
These guys keep putting words in my mouth. I never said anything like that.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Domo said the PBC always tries to age out A-level fighters for their B-level guys, but they always miscalculate because their guys suck. That's true. That's what Thurman did to Pacquiao. Yep. Thurman thought he was getting an old Pacquiao that don't got it no more, and he got sat on his ass in the first round.
Well, I think... Thurman got embarrassed. But
Jules, we should have known Thurman was no good when Jesus Soto Caras was whooping his ass and hurting him to the body.
¿No viste cuánto ese tipo estaba sufriendo con Soto Cara, con Diego Chávez? Con Luis Colazo.
Like,
Collazo hit him to the body.
You ain't supposed to be suffering like that with Collazo, bro. Like, and then he comes back with Riverside Rocky, and Riverside Rocky had him cockeyed on the ropes because he hit him. It's like, yo, Thurman is not it, bro. He is not it. But I give him credit because he married a good-looking joint. So shout out to that, I guess. You know, that's
him and Spence could fight. Him and Spence could fight at 154.
Bueno,
no, that's him.
I mean, that's not a bad shout, to be real. Like, yeah, y'all might as well. Really? Nobody else want to bother y'all. Like, yeah, y'all should fight.
But they're both washed.
But like, Spence was just
two names. They still two names. They could sell.
But sometimes Kiwi, those are the best fights when two washed up dude, because y'all don't got nothing to lose. Y'all both ain't gonna have no defense.
Claro,
so this really gonna be some crazy shit. Like, yeah, this might be fight of the year, yo. Thurman and Spence.
I don't
personally.
I don't have much. I don't have interest.
Go ahead, Leo.
Personally, I don't have much interest in. I don't have much interest.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Leo.
No, go ahead. You really have something important to say. No, okay. Julius, correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't do fucking Victor Ortiz versus Guerrero a couple of years ago.
A couple years. That was last year, bro. That was last year. That was last year, really? Bro. De verdad. I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, that was last year, bro.
This is the same company who did the rematch between Berto and Ortiz like 10 years later.
That's what he talking about. And you know what? It was at the end, not last year. It was at the end of the year before. It was on David Morrell's undercard. I believe it was on David Morrell's undercard. It's like they don't got no shame over there. And Leo Spence was buying Hello Kitty shit in Japan. Not no cap. That's literally where he just was in Japan. He's buying like candy and shit, and the motherfucker took a picture with him. That dude is not boxing no more. That's the problem.
Nah, he's done. He's done.
Finished, bro. That dude it's a wrap. So
I hope he's got a daughter. He was
shout out
that shit
to.
for.
Saying, bro, you know everybody like Hello Kitty, bro. He got to say hello. Hello.
He,
I want to give a shout out
he bought his fucking Karopi purse.
Over there, Sakura and shit. He over there Sailor Mooning it up.
Yep.
Bro, with the schoolgirl joint, bro.
Sailor Moon.
I got a question for you, Jules.
Sailor Moon, bro. Go ahead, Goots.
Do you think women's boxing is still at a point where men's boxing is subsidizing it?
No.
Terrible.
No. I would say the reason I say no is because Netflix giving Katie and Amanda the money that they gave them is proof positive that the marquee value exists. It's not across the board yet, so I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not across the board yet where everybody's getting money. So now what they have to do is refine their methods because there are women out there. I'm telling you, like, I notice there's women out there that will sell, but they need to pick the right ones. There's a Mexican girl that Zanford Promotions has. She's about 17 years old. Very fun fighter to watch. If somebody picked her up and brought her here and put her on undercards, by age 20, she'll be a ticket seller. And these is the fighters that you got to get. You can't just get any old girl because she did A, B, C, and D. Now you got to refine your methods for the markets that you operating in. You need a Puerto Rican girl. You need a Mexican girl. If you in Miami, right? But you see what it is, that depending on the market that you operating in, Lauren Price sells tickets. You know, Boxer and Ben Shalom, they're a bunch of fucking morons. But in Wales, yes, she sells tickets, bro. She does. They come out for her. She won a gold medal. She a champion now. They fuck with her. So now you refine your methods to where you got to look for that Puerto Rican girl. You got to look for that Mexican girl. You got to look for that black girl to represent the black girls in America. That's what you need to start doing now, that refine your methods so you can turn these girls into draws. You already went through the first phase where you had a stable, you know, Matchroom. You went through a phase where you had a stable. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. You learned. Now refine your methods. And I actually think the WNBA is worse off than women's boxing because the women in the WNBA, they don't make what Katie and Amanda make. All I could tell you is Amanda is fucking rich. She don't need to fight. She just doing it for the fun. She just doing it for the thrill now. She don't need to fight. Whereas the WNBA es un fracaso, maning. That shit don't make no money.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No money.
That was the parallel I was trying to draw. But it's, I mean, I know Amanda and Katie, they sell. I mean, anything when they're on, I'll fucking pay for it. But I don't know.
I'll give you an example. Take away Amanda and Katie. Name another big women's boxing match that was a success in terms of metrics and gate revenue. Shields versus Marshall.
Yeah.
That brought the Sky Sports platform, that brought them huge numbers that year. Huge numbers. Off a women's boxing match, a women's main event. So it's like you could do it. It can be done. But now y'all need to be as specific and selective as y'all are with the men, right? When you pick one of them up to say, I want to turn this guy into something, right? Y'all got to be that way with the women now. You need a Puerto Rican girl. Yeah, you need a Puerto Rican. If you going to operate in the East Coast in America, yes, you need a Puerto Rican girl. And you position her fights during June, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, all of that. Bing, you good. They're going to come out. They absolutely, bro, he fucking body knows. Puerto Rican. If it's one thing a Puerto Rican in New York is going to do, is he going to let you know he Puerto Rican. It's going to be on a rear view. It's going to be on a bumper. He going to tell you. Sometimes he going to call you. I'm Puerto Rican. He going to hang outside your house. I'm Puerto Rican. Bang. Get a Puerto Rican girl. For the West Coast, which they literally haven't done it yet. Like sometimes I feel like, yo, do I got to DM you, Eddie? You didn't sign a Mexican girl. Like you need a young, because you did have Erica Cruz, but Erica looked like auntie. Let's be real. That's literally Isaac Cruz's auntie. You need a young Mexican girl for the West Coast. There's plenty of them, though. And a lot of them are actually good. You need a young Mexican girl, right? these is the kind of people that you need to start signing to turn this into a business. Like, it's cool. You had Ramla and you had Ebony, and she showed everybody her titties, and it was great. But like now, you need to refine your methods, because if you want to sell tickets, you need specific types of fighters that you could sell to a demo. That's a Puerto Rican girl for the East Coast, a Mexican girl for the West Coast, and the UK is good. Like they good. Like Lauren sells, you know, like yeah, she do sell, and depending on which fight you doing in the UK, it will sell. So they all right over there. It's over here. Y'all need to refine your methods to turn it into a business.
Hey, Jules,
and not for nothing.
Oh, go ahead.
Shut your ass up. I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
The fight I want to see is Thorsland and Scotney, man. That's going to be a great fight.
That is going to be a great fight. That is going to be a great fight, honestly. Like, that's a real, and it's the other thing is matchmaking. When you, 9 times out of 10, if the two girls is good, it's going to be a good fight. It's a lot of good fights that happen that people, you cough too loud. It's a lot of good fights that people don't know about, that they don't hear about. Like, it's one happening on Pro Box between a Mexican girl and an Argentinian champion. It's going to be on the undercard of Lubin fight. Like, yeah, that's going to be a hard-ass fight, right? So it's little fights like that that happen, but they just don't get the exposure. It's a lot of little fights like that. So if the goal is to turn these girls into ticket sellers, now you got to focus on demographics. Who moves the needle in America? The Mexicans. So let's get some Mexican girls. It's not complicated. Matchroom didn't sign a whole lot of Mexican girls, even though there's a lot of them that they're actually good. And you don't have to pay them. You think Zanfa Promotions is paying them girls a lot of money? No. It ain't going to cost you a lot. But that's what y'all need to do.
I'm surprised they never signed Sinisa or Zulema, Jules.
Bueno, ellos trataron con Senicia, but she decided to go. The moment that Senicia left Golden Boy, Matchroom was trying to sign her, but she ended up getting offered more money and more endorsements by going to Top Rank. So that's why she went over there. But they did try to sign her. You know, pero también que sea jovencita, because Zanfa Promotions tiene una muchachita that you could see you can build her. She's only 17 years old, very young. So if you develop her now as a fighter, you just keep her on the undercards on a regular basis, that if you're ever doing a show on the West Coast, you bring out this kid. By age 20, 21, yes, she's going to be a draw. It's like the ideal situation to develop a fighter. But it's like Eddie still don't understand. Like, yo, you got to get some Mexican girls if you're going to be in America, bro. Yeah, you do. You know?
Yeah, just like he signed Bam, you would think he'd be smart enough to recognize that.
Maybe he just doesn't know who to ask. Where do you find top level women fighters that you could sell in the US market? You thinking, oh, well, this person is an Olympian. You have a kind of generic view of things when no, you need some Mexican girls. You need like 2-3 Mexican girls from Mexico. Yeah, you need 2. No. All right, two from Mexico and 1 from America. I don't know, maybe from Texas or California. But that's what you need, yo. Yo, Mirage, what the fuck is wrong with your mic, bro?
Can you hear me?
Oh, look who's here. Speaking of the devil.
Wait a minute, is that Ninja Gaiden?
Okay, what movies are from? Let's who knows their movies? What movies are from? Come on.
That's from Snap,
Dude, your mic is
Crackle, Pop
up,
mic, bro. That shit is hurting my
Hang on.
ears, bro. Ah!
Jesus.
Damn.
Rice Krispie mic, man.
Bro, he came up here to raise my blood pressure, bro, because he got this creaky, crackly ass fucking AirPods doing all this snapping and crackling.
Is it better now?
Ah!
No.
Go Nestor on him.
Motherfucker.
Go Nestor on him.
Bro, y'all gotta stop buying earphones from the check cashing place, bro. That's why everybody shit be fucked up. That's why everybody shit be fucked up,
From
yo.
the check cashing place. That's funny.
That shit crazy.
Damn.
That shit
Jules,
crazy.
Jules said stop buying earphones from fucking Dollar General.
For real, these shits is killing me, dog. Like, where the fuck these fucked up ass headphones be coming from, bro?
Any better now? Restart them.
It's
Nah,
better
let me
than
hear.
it was before.
Let me
Any
hear.
better?
Let me hear. Do you come from a land? Wait. Do you come from a land down under where the women what?
What?
Do you come from a land down under where the women? All right, this guy's not Australian. There's no fucking way you're Australian. You don't know that fucking song. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's not Mirage. That was a clone. There's no fucking way. I'm from a land down under where women roar and men plunder.
Yeah, Men at Work. Yeah, I know the song, but I think I don't think the lyrics. I don't think you got the lyrics.
You don't know the fucking song. Bro.
Okay, I'm an imposter. I'm an imposter.
That's not the real Mirage, bro. The real Mirage. Oh, the real Mirage knows Men at Work, bro.
I do know the songs, yeah, but the lyric put me off. Anyway, you know when you were crapping on Caleb Plant. You were crapping on one of Canelo's. You were crapping on one of Canelo's.
Is Caleb Plant? Wait.
That's one of Canelo's best wins.
Nah, I think Billy Joe Saunders. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a better win than Caleb Plant because he's a two-weight champion. Caleb was never that.
Billy Joe Saunders was not a legit super middleweight. He beat nobody super middleweight. He had like
Caleb beat at super middleweight? Who Caleb beat?
Better fighters than Billy Joe Saunders.
Which one?
Caleb
Which one was better?
Who's Katagi? Truax.
I want names.
Who's Katagi? Truax and a bunch of other people.
Truax?
Who did? Okay, I just gave you an answer. Who did Billy Joe Saunders beat?
Chris Eubank. He gave him his first loss.
No. It's super middleweight.
Early.
Middleweight.
He beat David Lemieux. He beat David Lemieux in Canada. He outclassed David Lemieux in Canada, and he was the underdog.
Super middleweight version.
Bro, what's
Yo, Mirage, your mic sucks.
Bro? Your mic is crazy, bro. Where you bought that shit at 5 and below? You gotta, you guys do something about that microphone, bro. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Billy Joe Saunders got a better resume than Caleb Plant, bro.
Vincent Feigenbutz. What a fucked up defense.
You know how sad it is. You know how sad it is that I had to ask him 3 times who Caleb Plant fought, and the most he could tell me was Caleb Truax. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, that's you. Like, think about who his title defenses was: Caleb Truax, Mike Lee, the Subway guy, Vincent Farfendugan,
Subway guy.
He literally was Mike Lee. He was literally in a Subway commercial. Those are his title defenses. Mike Lee, Vincent Farfendugan.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was literally in a Subway commercial. Like
as a boxer. A club fighter. I thought he was a club fighter.
If you're gonna be fair, Caleb Plant won his title from a champion. That was Uzcategui.
Caleb Plant held his title for Canelo payday.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Billy Joe Saunders won his title from a better champion, perhaps not a super middleweight, but still better, in Andy Lee. Andy Lee is a better win. Andy Lee is a better win than anything on Caleb's resume.
Uzcategui? What about Uzcategui?
All right, so you tell me, bro. Who Uzcategui beat?
Andre Durrell, who was a damn talented fighter.
Wow. Andre Durrell.
Okay, who did Andy Lee beat? Give me the hot shot name.
I'm gonna bounce. Catch you guys later.
Give me the hot shot that Andy Lee beat.
What, for 10 years, people have been saying the Durrell name like that shit's supposed to mean something.
Like he's Muhammad Ali. What the fuck?
Okay, your turn.
Here, bro. Like
your turn.
Mental gymnastics.
Andy fucking Lee.
Andy Lee.
Do you know who Andy Lee is, bro? Do you know who he is, bro?
Barely. Does anybody?
Yes, everybody know Andy Lee, bro. He's a fucking gangster, bro. Like, if you're a
the guy lost to Chavez Jr. He's such a gangster.
Doodle Andre duck Andy Lee.
Yo, wait a minute. I know we're not gonna do that. Yo, David Benavidez fought David Lemieux that lost to fucking Marco Antonio Rubio, bro.
Who did Andy Lee beat? Give me the hot shot names. I'm still waiting, Jules. Come on.
I'm trying to remember that dude that he beat, the black dude. I forgot his name. He's a better fighter than everybody David Benavidez ever fought in his life.
But everybody's better than everybody.
The one he knocked out at the end, Jules?
Yeah, dude.
John Jackson.
That's the dude. Yep. That's the dude. John Jackson is better than the entirety of David Benavidez's entire life, bro.
And you can't say that with a straight face, Jules. You can't.
Because his resume is so comedic, bro. It's like that shit is like a sitcom. It's like an episode of Full House.
Comedic, really? Durrell, Plant,
rude.
Andre, Gvozdyk, Morel. That's so comedic. That's so comedic.
The only reason that Durrell had a belt is because you got stripped. That's the only reason he had a belt.
But you know he's a two-time champion. He had a belt before that. You experts who should know that,
Who
right?
he beat for the belt the first time? Tell me. You
Who's that dude? I forget his name. The Australian dude. He gave Calzaghe a tough fight. What's his name? Fucking. Come on, you guys don't know? Or is this a fucking quiz? He gave Calzaghe a competitive fight.
I'm waiting for you, bro.
No, not Solomon.
Sam Solomon?
Sam Solomon was never a super middleweight.
No, it wasn't Solomon.
Reynald
I
Quinlan?
can't remember the name, man. I know it was like in 2012. I have to look it up.
Bro, listen, if you got to think that hard, you shouldn't even said
Sakio Bika. Yeah, that's the one.
Sakio. I remember Sakio.
He's a solid fighter. He was a solid fighter.
He was a solid fighter, man. How come David didn't fight more of those?
No, he fought a lot of good fighters, better than
because after he got
a lot of good fighters, man.
After he got dropped by Ronald Gavril, the train just changed course, Jules.
For real.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm confused, Jules.
David fought a lot of fucking blown up middleweights.
You're not confused. You just being obtuse. You think you're gonna get a fight trying to ace out Dimitri Bivol? Is that how you think you're gonna get that fight? By telling him you got to fight where I tell you, when I tell you, for what money I tell you? When I beat Canelo and you didn't, I'm undisputed and you not. You thinking about going to fight Zerto, and I already did that. I already took him to school, and I beat Better Beef. But
no, I think he's gonna fight.
No. But you gonna come in here and tell me that I got to fight where you tell me to fight.
No, I think he gets to fight by offering a big fat pile of cash.
You think that he has more money
Vegas?
Because he has.
Where he gonna get the cash? Where you gonna get the cash?
No. Because now we got to pretend that Samson Lewkowicz, who couldn't get Edwin De Los Santos a fight in over a year, we got to pretend it like because you got more money than Turkey, I guess.
So we're pretending Solomon's just lying.
That's what we got. No, that's what we got to do for Mirage to have a case. I have to kill some brain cells and pretend that Samson Lewkowicz got the same kind of money that Turkey got.
Well, it's PBC. It's not Samson. They back whatever he offers.
Oh, PBC.
No, what I'm saying.
No, wait a minute. So if PBC got money like that, right? Why is Erickson Lubin fighting on Pro Box on YouTube?
No, Samson's been selling a shitload of used cars
because he doesn't. Who the fuck is he? He's not a big player.
Okay, so wait. Help me, Mirage, please. If they got money, how come Edwin De Los Santos ain't fought since the Stevenson fight?
Go ask Edwin De Los Santos. Well, wasn't he injured? I mean, these are like non sequiturs. Like, why is this? Because it doesn't necessarily mean.
Please help me. If they got money, why they only did 5 shows last year?
Because they're quality over quantity.
What you talking about? They used to do 19 shows. How you go from 19 to 5?
Well, I mean, they changed networks for a start. I mean,
but when Top Rank changed networks from HBO to ESPN, they didn't only do 5 shows.
Because they broke.
Yeah, but they're not just doing shit. They're not doing random shitty shows. They're doing like
they are doing random
decent shows.
They are doing random shitty shows. Fundora versus Cordell wasn't a random shitty show.
Look,
Fundora versus Booker. Cordell
that doesn't mean Suleiman's fucking on camera. He doesn't work for the PBC.
Oh, because
he's lying. He's fucking lying through his teeth on camera. Doesn't mean that.
Because we believe Mauricio Suleiman. Is that it? We got to take it on him because we believe him.
So far, he's the most credible source that's put out an official number. They fight for his belt.
No, it's
he
not.
gets doesn't he get a percentage of the purse? Doesn't he get a percentage of the purse?
Wait a minute. It's not even a debate that let's do this. Let me entertain your $8 million. Let me entertain that. Do I think that's more than he gets in Saudi? Oh no, the money's in Saudi. That's why Canelo over there. Everybody that makes more money than David Benavidez is in Saudi. So if you not in Saudi, what you gonna tell me? Their money ain't green? It's not green enough for Fury. It's not green enough for Usyk. It's not green enough for AJ. It's not green enough for Inoue, and it's not green enough for Canelo. All these guys that make more money than you.
So you don't believe?
No, I do not. No, you
I'm
cannot.
a guest, Jules. Come on, I'm a guest. Be nice to your guest.
No, by now you my neighbor. So, nah, I don't believe a word Samson says, bro. Your fighter said that he would like to fight Callum Smith. Your promoter, Samson, said they literally offered you Smith for millions and millions of dollars, and you turned it down. So I don't think you want to fight nobody.
So you think the 2.7 million that he said for Bivol was too low? It's not realistic. Not real.
Nah, I don't think it's realistic. What you think, that Turkey only paid him 2.7?
Okay. Can you remind me, how much did Crawford get paid to fight Madrimov again? What was the official purse again?
I don't know. I literally don't know. I heard he got paid like 10.
It was released. I mean, in California, that shit is filed with the commission.
I'll tell you what it is. See, you don't understand this. Because
you want me to tell you the number?
No, I know. But let me say this: that just you report a certain number to the commission for tax purposes. You don't declare the whole amount of money you're gonna make. You understand that that's a common practice in boxing. That if Mirage is gonna make $10 million off a fight that he's having in California, he doesn't claim 10 million. He'll claim 2, and they'll tax 2 instead of 10. You know that boxers do that, right?
Yeah, but the problem is now we're entering into speculation. We don't know, and now we're speculating. Well, there's a bigger number. We don't know what it is. I like to stick to like a base fact.
No, what you like?
And it was reported at 2.5.
What you like to stick to? If you were sticking, no, wait a minute. If you were sticking to base facts, your boy is on camera saying he wanted to fight Callum Smith, and his promoter is on camera saying they turned it down.
So now we bounced off to
your boy. No. We was always on Benavidez. If you want to stick to base facts and stop freestyling, your boy said he has no problem with them having a trilogy, and he doesn't want to stand in the way of a trilogy. Your boy said that. That's a base fact. Your boy said, I would be willing to fight Callum Smith next while they have their trilogy. He also said that. Now, base fact, your promoter is on camera saying y'all turned that down. So you can't think that you're really going to get Bivol doing what you're doing. So it's time to stop being stupid. It's time to stop arguing dumb shit because Mirage has a retardation or something. Reality is you are not going to get Bivol doing this. All you're going to get is a vacant title. That's what you're after. Because if you think you could A-side the dude that beat Canelo, beat Zerto, beat Better Beef, and he's undisputed, you got another thing coming. You're not going to get the fight doing that.
Jules.
You're not.
Yeah, he did say that. And then he woke up the next day and he changed his mind. People are allowed to change their minds all the time.
Bro, the shit is that's awesome, but you talking the talk. Reality is everybody knows that you're not going to get the fight doing this shit.
Why doesn't Turkey just win the purse bid? Why doesn't Turkey win the purse bid and say, now I got the leverage, you want the belt, come to Saudi Arabia, David? My question is, why do you expect me to believe, you who's in Australia, that they're going to spend that kind of money to do Bivol versus Benavidez in America? What's that? If you paying Bivol 8, what are you paying David? So what's that put the purse at? $12 million. You telling me that you putting this money up so that you could give most of it away to Dimitri? Am I a fucking moron? Or do you not know how purse bids work? It's 75-25. It's 75-25 in favor of the champion. Were you born yesterday? Bivol will get more. I think they'll pay no problem paying Bivol more. As they want because PBC want David to get the belt. This is why you got barked on the other day, because you either are stupid or act stupid. This is why you got barked on the other day. Nobody believes this shit, Mirage. Nobody believes you doing all this shit to get a Bivol fight, because if what you want is a Bivol fight, it's simple. Go fight Callum Smith while you wait, because the trilogy is next. That's established. You can say nobody believes the weirdest and gaslight as much as you want. It's not gaslighting. David himself said there's going to be a trilogy if Bivol wins. He said that himself. That's just his opinion. Since when is he the authority? Now, David's the authority. No, wait a minute. Now you can listen to David. No, wait a minute. So there's not a trilogy. There isn't a trilogy. That's not what they're doing. Has it happened? I mean, they plan it. You heard what Turkey wants to do a trilogy. Yeah. Is it written in a contract? Is it written in a contract for a trilogy? Yes or no? Because I haven't heard that. What the fuck does that have to do with David Benavidez himself? Base fact. It means want to stand in the way of a trilogy.
Enough dick sucking, Mirage. Enough.
It means it has no foundation other than, Turkey prefers this.
Mirage.
That's it. It has no
Mirage.
contractual foundation.
Turkey got the money,
wait a minute. Mirage.
Okay, pay up, Turkey.
Go ahead, country. Go ahead, country.
David is not the authority for that particular situation, but yet he's the authority when he's trying to dictate to Bivol where to fight, when to fight, etc.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but if they're really paying,
no. Listen, this is simple. Cut the stupid shit, because I'm old and I don't have tired for stupid shit or stupid people. If the money over there is green enough for Canelo, it's no reason your bitch ass can't go over there. Everybody that's over there has more money than you, so we could quit the fucking games. David, you don't sell shit out here. Shut the fuck up. You don't sell shit out here. If their money is good enough for Fury, Usyk, AJ, Canelo, Inouye, there's no reason you shouldn't be over there. You not undisputed. You don't call the shots. You don't have the resume. You don't have the belts. You don't really have the money. You're just pretending, and people like Mirage eat it up, but I'm not fucking stupid. The highest paid boxers in the world, most of them, have one thing in common. They have either fought in Saudi more than once or they're about to. You are not one of them. You don't make that kind of money. So what the fuck are you waiting for?
Okay, if we're just going to pretend like, no,
you're pretending that you make
people
sense.
Are lying. Everybody's lying. Everybody's lying.
You're pretending that you make fucking sense. You keep doing this silly shit.
It's nothing to do with my opinion, Jules.
Fuck up.
Hang on.
No, you can shut that dumb shit up because I'm old. I don't have time for silly shit. If the money over there is real enough for people that make more money than you, then you need to go over there. It's not complicated. What you're doing is trying to get a title, a vacant title. That's all you're trying to do. Because the shit you doing, you're not going to get the Bivol fight.
The other thing
he hasn't offered David a king's ransom. Offer David some money.
Mirage,
David already said before they could make David an offer, David said immediately after his last fight that he doesn't want to go to Saudi.
No, but Mirage, you made two mistakes. Mistake number one, believing to Samson Lewkowicz. Mistake number two, believing in Samson Lewkowicz. That motherfucker is always lying.
I didn't even mention his name, Leo. I didn't even mention his name. Why would I believe?
Everything you're talking about is because Samson Lewkowicz was telling, no, we have this money, but he be lying all the fucking time. Why did you don't fucking learn?
Mirage going Samson on camera, and with fake cash incentives, Santiago says so. The champion has to go to the challenger and do what he wants. That doesn't happen unless the money man, which he's not, unless he's gifted a belt. That's what he's after. He's after a vacant title. All I know is one thing. Them dudes is not going to fight. And that's what my tune has not changed. I've been saying the same thing. That fight will not see the light of day. It won't happen.
Yeah, but the reason it's not going to happen is not the reason that you're saying that David's going to duck the smoke and he doesn't want it.
Yo, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't David say he doesn't want to go to Saudi? Did he not say that?
That's not the only way the fight can happen.
Answer my fucking question.
He said he prefers to fight in the States.
No, he said he's not going to go to Saudi, literally, word for word. I do videos every day, so I know what the fuck he said. Do you just want to waste my time and act like you didn't fucking hear the same fucking thing I did?
And Bivol can't fight in the United States for a shitload of money? He's been fighting in the United States plenty of times.
Wait a minute. So you want me, so you telling me that David Benavidez gets to tell Bivol where to fight?
If he can pay enough,
yes or no.
If it's the bigger offer, it depends on the money. It depends on the fucking money.
Dimitri said, "Yo, the only way we fight
it depends on the money."
And you think there's more money in the USA than Saudi?
No, it's about how much is it?
No, it's about you.
How much?
It's about which dick you want to suck today. Honestly, that's what it's about.
No, it depends on how much Turkey wants to pay.
Because you telling me that Canelo, who obviously makes more money than David.
Bivol isn't Canelo.
AJ.
Bivol isn't Canelo.
No, but Bivol makes more money than David Benavidez. Yeah.
Based on what?
Who do you think
makes fucking what?
Who do you think the estimated purse amount for Dimitri Bivol's last fight is 10 million? What's the estimated purse amount for David?
Go and do some research into those sources, Jules.
Answer for every fucking every other fucking thing. Tell me, what did David make for his last fight? Give me a ballpark figure.
No, I want to get your claim.
Give me a
that
fucking
10 million
number.
is bullshit.
Give me
that 10 million is bullshit.
Give me a number for David's fight. What did he make?
I think around 3 to 5 million. I've seen floating around.
Exactly. 3 to
No, but the
5
Bivol
fucking
number's
million.
not legit. The sources are
5
bullshit.
fucking million.
The
Sodri says
sources are
screw.
bullshit.
Sodri says screw you, Mirage. No, what's bullshit was bullshit. Was
Hey, do I get a cut of these super chats that they're sending on because of me?
no, dog. Like all of that is mine for my beer.
Hey,
It's
hang on a
very
second.
simple. It's very simple. You don't have the leverage to tell nobody what to do. You don't.
Okay.
Because if
Hey,
you did,
if you're waving a
because if you
pile of
did-
cash, that gives you
because if
leverage. A
did-
big fat
no, it
pile of
doesn't give
cash.
you- if you had the kind of money that you pretending they have, then Dimitri probably would come over here. But the fact of the matter is, there's more money over there, which is why he's over there. It's not
Look,
complicated.
we got to correct this thing. I've looked into that $10 million. All the
I don't
websites are
believe.
parroting.
No, listen, I don't
They're
listen.
parroting the
bro,
same
listen.
thing. There's no
Bro, listen,
sources.
bro, listen.
It's
Your
speculation.
source is Samson Lewkowicz. What
But
kind of
it's better than no source.
What kind of bonehead believes Samson Lewkowicz? That
He's not my
motherfucker lied
source.
on camera. Who believes
Mauricio
Samson
Suleiman.
Lewkowicz?
No. Mauricio Suleiman's the source. Don't bullshit.
Because that's
Suleiman.
better. That's better. Mauricio. Today we don't like Russian fighters. Tomorrow we do. But no. But yes. But maybe.
Doesn't
Really?
he get a cut from purses? Doesn't the sanctioning body get a cut from a purse? Isn't that how it works? Educate me.
I'll tell you what I know, that a lot of this gymnastics is simple. David, do you think you could tell Dimitri what to do? Let me help you. You can't.
Hey, the truth is going to come out. There's going to be more sources.
Of course it's gonna
and
come
we're
out.
going to see.
Of
And I've got no problem. I'll gladly wait for
Bro,
that.
I know how this ends. Like, I know how this is gonna end
Alright.
for David. I know how it's gonna end. And you probably won't be on any boxing channels after that.
Oh, he's going to lose. We've been saying that for the last
yeah.
2-3 years, Jules, and I'm still
You
here.
think do
I'm
you
still
think
here talking
no,
shit.
wait a minute. Do you think he's gonna retire undefeated?
That's fucking possible. That's hard. It's very
We'll
hard to
see.
say, but it's possible.
We'll see.
And you know what? I don't care. I don't care because do you know
Yes,
what David?
You
tests himself?
care. Yes, you
David
do.
tests
You do
himself.
care. You care.
David
care.
tests himself. He's not
With what?
scared of smoke.
With Cubans? With Cubans and middleweights? What? With David Lemieux?
I'll tell you what. Hey,
David Lemieux.
that win is
David
going to
Lemieux,
age really well. That win's going to age remarkably.
David Lemieux, yo. Look, I gotta go smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back. Mirage, take it away.
As I was saying, that David Lemieux, hey, that win is going to age very well in the coming years.
Mirage,
Quote me on
you
this in the
will die on
future.
that hill, won't you?
Fucking oath. You got to carry me. You got to carry my fucking corpse. Fucking oath.
I have a tweaker on my on the corner of my street that look exactly like David Lemieux. A fucking crackhead.
I know it's become cool to crap on David Lemieux. I mean, he's one of Triple G's best wins, and you guys make him out like he's a joke. I mean, whatever.
No, but Triple G doesn't really have a really great resume.
True.
I am a fan of Triple G. I always been, but to say that he has an all-time resume, he was an all-time middleweight. No, he was a very entertainment fighter to watch, and that's it.
Yeah. He was definitely a strong fighter, strong, very technically solid, but his resume is the weak point. And he stopped knocking dudes out when the competition stepped up as well.
No, but like David, right?
He got old. He got old, and if we're gonna be fair, he was being avoided, like a lot. It's that main of Boogeyman. It was well deserved because there was a lot of fighters dropping, missing their pen when it was the time to sign.
Yep, the two perfect examples of that were Martinez and Miguel Cotto.
And Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah, but Cotto was too small. Cotto was never fought at 160.
Yeah,
but he had a belt at 160.
Yeah, a bullshit belt. What is it, 155? Some bullshit.
Cotto was.
That's not even serious.
He's the one that entered the 155 or 157 limit before Canelo did.
Yep.
Yeah, there was Canelo weight and Cotto weight at that time.
Like when they fought, I think for the middleweight title, it wasn't at 160. They fought at a catch weight. I think it was like 157 or something.
Not even that. I thought it was 155, wasn't it? Wasn't even 155.
Like no, when he fought Martinez, it was closer to 160. I think it might have been like 158.
Oh yeah.
Not mistaken.
Yep.
Was it like a catch weight or something?
Yeah, like they didn't fight at the full 60 country. It was like like right below middleweight. They agreed to fight at, but fucking Martinez was pretty much done at that point. He had that messed up knee from that win against Martin Murray. That was his final homecoming fight, and then he fought Cotto on one bad leg, and he looked like shit, and Cotto ran him over.
Yeah, that was the Cotto Canelo weight era.
Hey, so what do you guys think about this Martinez kid that Bomac's training?
Who?
The kid from Guatemala. He just fought on, I believe, on Pro Box.
Wait, he's training Lester Martinez?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't see him in the corner.
Bomac and Crawford were in his corner after.
Really? Wow.
How could you miss
That's
both?
interesting.
Don't be like that.
All right, fucker.
Yeah, I mean, I think Martinez is a legit guy. I think he can make for fights at 68 against anybody. He's got power and he's big for 68. I think he can compete with anybody in that division.
I mean, do you think he's going to be a problem, or do you think he needs more development? Because, I mean, that was an impressive win, but you know.
Yeah, I think he needs a little. I think he needs a few more fights. I don't think he's ready for like the top 10 guys, but I don't think he's that far away. I'd say give him another maybe 3 to 4 really good fights, and then I think he'd be ready to take on some of the bigger names. I mean, because he's not that old. I think he's like in his mid-20s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So he could be in the mix with all these guys like Pacheco and Munguia.
Lester Martinez?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could. He's in the mix. He's definitely in the mix. But you know, Edgar gonna Edgar. So because he talking about fighting Jaime Munguia, which I'm not against. I think that's a big fight. You know, if he for real about that one, and he go to MVP, because that's where I think he's gonna go. I think that's a distinct possibility that can land on Netflix. And if it did, that would be big. That actually would be big.
I want to see what kind of noise this kid's gonna make, though.
I was having a good night until you mentioned that fucking Edgar guy.
He's a fucking idiot, but you got to think about his rationale. He's telling himself, if a fucking French dude with 4 knockouts knocked your ass out, I could knock your ass out. So he might actually take the fight because he's going to think.
Is Edgar Berlanga the Puerto Rican version of Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yes, absolutely. Without the daddy, without the famous daddy, like he's basically Chris Eubank Jr. Now look, I gotta go. It's 12 a.m. I didn't even know how late it was. I gotta go to sleep.
Go fry some bacon, Jules.
I'm probably
Good night, everybody.
Good night.